Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. WWE Hall of Famer, the Iron Sheik, as we informed you yesterday, he passed away 81 years old. And I didn't realize this. He actually was from Iran.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in a world of make-believe, where like guys say that they're part of the military and they're not, Sergeant Slaughter, it's kind of interesting to know that he actually did have ties to Iran.
Yeah, he was a bodyguard for the Shah of Iran and was a decorated amateur wrestler, which I did not know that either.
He, oddly enough, even though he's from Iran, he was the coach for the early 70s U.S. Olympic wrestling team.
Yeah, he was a Greco-Roman amateur wrestling champ.
Dude, that dude was nuts. Like, looking back on him when he was younger, like before he became like this larger-than-life cartoon character, I mean, he was a legit badass.
Yeah, and went from that and became, like you said, a very, very iconic character, was the foil to Hulk Hogan. And you said yesterday, what would he be if, in fact, what would Hulk Hogan be if not for the Iron Sheik?
That started everything. I mean, because he was the bad guy that won the title. Get nerdy, like he beat Bob Backlund, and everyone's like, I can't believe it, the Iron Sheik, this terrible human being. Back in those days, things were a little bit different, the climate. But everyone was pissed off, and then the true American hero, Hulk Hogan, came out and won the title.
The Hulkamania era began.
And then everything started, yeah. And then Iron Sheik, man, like he kind of embraced like being like this larger-than-life character. Actually, then had a whole other second, like a resurgence on Twitter, like we talked about yesterday. Kind of funny to see how his career went on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give a person credit that they were a giant figure in an industry. Mm-hmm. You got to give him credit, and the fact that he was, like you said, in the Twitterverse, was able to stay relevant. That a lot of people really dug what was going on with the Iron Sheik's Twitter.
And for a lot of people, I think they remember him because that was like the golden era of
yeah.
I mean, obviously I stayed a fan, but not everybody did, clearly. But back in those days, I think everybody at some point had like a little bit of a moment where they were a fan of the WWF, and that was when he was one of the biggest stars.
And The Rock,
your favorite person,
my favorite person in the world. Look, obviously he does have a right to comment on this, since The Rock himself, a very iconic figure in the WWE. He posted a heartfelt video talking about the Iron Sheik.
I grew up calling the Iron Sheik Uncle Sheiky, and when my dad and the Iron Sheik used to wrestle together, Uncle Sheiky would come over to the house and his wife would babysit me, and I was about 8 years old at that time. So when I first came in to the WWE, the Iron Sheik had pulled me aside and he said, Baba, let me tell you something. He said, you come into the locker room, you sit down, you shut your mouth, and you just watch and you learn. He said, and then you understand who the good people and who the jabronis. Of course, a couple of years later, when I became The Rock, I borrowed the term jabroni, and The Rock says, you jabroni, shut your mouth and know your role. All the credit goes to the Iron Sheik.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Did you know that story?
I did not. I knew that the Iron Sheik was like a part of his family just because I watched like Young Rock and they have like little moments from that. But I also knew like they were all very close with each other. But I didn't know Jabroni came from the Iron Sheik.
Man, that's one of his lines.
And it was just a random toss-away line probably from the Iron Sheik like, hey, keep an eye out for the Jabronis.
You know, there's something to be said for that. I think if you were to tell somebody that today, sit down, shut your mouth, and watch, that, you know, that some people go, my God, you're horrible, you're toxic. But that was a really good advice. You know, dudes would be like, look, just sit down. I know you got a lot of energy, but sit down, shut your mouth, and you will learn.
Keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Yeah, man. It's really, really good advice.
There's a reason why they gave you 2 ears and only one mouth. One's more important than the other.
How often do you think I was given that advice?
I can imagine just once.
Oh, yeah. Just once that day. Yeah. That's cool. I had, here I am giving The Rock a hard time in my head going, of course he's going to comment. I had no idea that, that the Iron Sheik used to be really like that there was a tag team with him and his dad and the babysitting, obviously, and as well as the mentoring.
He calls him Uncle Sheiky. Yeah, I guess he deserves to have something to say, BJ.
Yeah, I feel like, all right, you know what? And he didn't say anything about the Terramana, so I think that was perhaps one of the best Rock videos that have ever been put out.
Now I kind of wish he would have said at the end, I raised this glass of Terramana, pour one out for the homie. Uncle Sheiky, love you, baby. You jabroni.
I feel like, it still would have been heartfelt, and it would have, if he knew how much that would troll me, I think he would have done it, and I think the Sheik would have approved.
Because that's exactly what The Rock does now. How can I troll that guy in Seattle?
I know. Me? I feel like, hey, look, if it gives him a chance to sell Terramana, I think he'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, the Iron Sheik passed away at 81 years old. And like Steve said, when you're part of the heyday, was wrestling I know wrestling is big, but was it bigger? It felt like everybody in the world, everybody knew about wrestling.
No, I don't think it'll ever be as big as that. That was next level. Obviously, It's still doing, you look at the social media trends and all that crap, it's doing just fine. But on that level, no, I don't think so. Because there was still a little bit of people didn't know what was real and what wasn't. And they did a little bit, they tried to keep that a little bit more of a secret. And these characters were just so big.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They were. They were transcendent. They were like the biggest characters that I remember. I knew about them, and I wasn't a wrestling fan, and I knew all about them.
I know there's been documentaries about the Iron Sheik, but I wouldn't be surprised if this eventually leads to some kind of either a Netflix type movie or something I feel like there's something there. There's a story behind him. Obviously, because before he became this cartoon character, he was this decorated wrestler in the world of his country and then also for the United States, which also is kind of unheard of, I think.
Well, think about, Iran. Iran is Iran back then, and he gets to come to the U.S., which is, markedly different. And, you wonder about that. How did he feel about his old country? And, how did he feel about being in the U.S.?
Yeah.
That's, even though, basically, and he played a guy everybody hated because of the fact Iran was Iran.
Yes. They had the boots with the little pointy curly things. Remember those?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Basically the Aladdin boots.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, man. That was a time.
And his tag team partner was Nikolai Volkov, the Russian character.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't obvious either. The two enemies of the U.S. are tag teamed together.
And the way that he would get the fans to hate him, he'd just start the match. Before the match started, he'd sing the Russian national anthem.
Oh, of course.
Which as a kid I knew, which is so strange.
Wow.
I was able to kind of sort of, even though it was in Russian, sing the national anthem for Russia, all because of Nikolai Volkov.
Isn't that insane?
It's so stupid. People would throw things at him, and that was the way to get people to hate him. It's he's just celebrating his country.
Unbelievable. I know.
A different time, BJ.
A different time. A drug dealer got busted thanks to GPS. Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:19 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades.
He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today is a day to enjoy yourself another donut. Last week was National Donut Day.
Yeah?
Today is Jelly-Filled Donut Day.
Ooh.
Where's Mark and Top Hot today, man?
Not my favorite donut.
You know, same. Although I do have to give a shout out to jokingly say Mark from Top Hot, or Top Shot.
You know what? You know what you're talking about. That's all that matters.
I do. My brain hasn't been able to send it to my mouth very quickly, but their jelly-filled donut is really good.
I don't think I've had it because they have other donuts that I love, but you're saying I should give it a shot.
Yeah, why not?
A Top Shot.
Top Shot.
All right.
Maybe you'll have a Top Hot.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm with you, man. That's usually not my go-to is a jelly-filled donut. It's too messy. You take a bite and it squirts all over your shirt.
Well, anywho, but look, it's usually because the jelly filled in some of the donuts I've had, and I haven't had Top Hots because of the fact they're.
I'm pretty sure they have one. Now I'm starting to have.
They do. They probably do. They have to.
I'm pretty sure I had it with theirs.
Yeah, they probably have lemon. I think they probably have all the flavors. But I mean,
I don't know if it's some like weird Mandela effect that I remember eating a jelly filled donut and being like, that was delicious, and just assumed it was Top Hot.
Yeah. But, there's some jelly-filled donuts out there from other companies that it just tastes like fake.
Yes, the jelly, it's important to have the right kind of jelly inside of it.
And that's why I think if anyone's going to make a really good one, it's probably going to be Top Hot.
It was the Top Hot, because I remember the little dollop of jelly on top of the donut.
I will try one next opportunity I get if there's one in the collection. But, I mean, they've got that maple glaze.
I know.
They've got the regular glaze. They have, was it a coconut? I mean, I
don't even know if I'd put it in their top 4 donuts, and I still think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, they got so many really good non-jelly donuts that
frustrating.
It's hard to believe that I would pick a jelly over the other great Top Hots.
Next time you got to keep it in the back of your mind.
I would say that Mark should really bring in some to give us a variety, but he brought in like 4 boxes.
4 boxes.
You can't ask for more variety than that.
And then when he swung by last week, he's like, I'm going to drop off some donuts for you guys. Is 4 boxes enough? And I'm like, 4 boxes is plenty.
Yeah. And Steve, we thought it was plenty. It was killed the next day. We came in the next morning. There was only 3 donuts left. The amount of people that are in this building, they got killed.
I have a very strong feeling that somebody just took an entire box home. Maybe a couple of people.
God, why wasn't that me?
It could have been.
No, I didn't. And I wanted to, but I felt like I should leave it for people. And then someone else did it anyway.
Well, we still had leftovers. That's what I'm trying to say. So we had way too many. Also today, it's National Best Friends Day. So, Danny, you can hit up all 14 of your best friends.
Sweet.
Danny doesn't have a best friend.
I'm going to tag them all on Facebook.
All of them. I think every hour you could do a little blurb about all of your best friends today and National Best Friends Day.
He doesn't know what a best friend means.
Dude, you want to talk about someone who doesn't know? My daughter. She names if she hangs out with someone, like we were hanging out with Munson and my buddies, and my buddy Ogle has a kid, and they just hit it off. She was 4, Tatum's like 3.5. By the end of the day, she's like, this is my best friend. Where's my best friend? And every time she calls someone her best friend, we're like, what's your best friend's name? And then there's just this long, awkward pause, and she goes, best friend. I'm like, okay.
Good call.
I think you need to know the kid's name before you start determining that this person's your best friend.
I've got a brother, don't know his middle name. You know what? I give the kid a break.
All right, fair. Let's talk about GPS getting involved in the news again. Last couple of times we talked about GPS, it screwed somebody over, quote unquote, because they drove into the water in Hawaii in the same exact spot.
Yes.
This time around, GPS helped somebody drive into the hands of the law and get arrested.
Oh, I love this.
Dude, how about this? Some guy was driving. He took a wrong turn, and this happened near, I guess, Toronto-Buffalo area, because right by Niagara Falls.
Okay.
He ended up turning into the border lineup at the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh.
So, we have the Peace Arch.
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't planning on going to Canada, but GPS, he wasn't following it right. Took a turn. Now he's going through customs. Problem is, he was a drug dealer. He had a bunch of drugs in his car. 400 pounds of cannabis in his car.
Oh.
And $602,000 in American dollars.
Oh.
So the only reason we were able to bust him is that when he got to customs, like, okay, give us your passport. He's like, I don't have my passport. So like, all right, pull off to the side. We're going to have to do a secondary examination. And that's when they noticed the weed and the money all separated into boxes and vacuum-packed bundles.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well,
that's a lot of money, $600,000.
$600,000. And also 400 pounds of weed. That's also going to get you a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough.
And also a lot of time behind bars. Because, yes, the 60-year-old man, he was arrested.
How old was he?
60.
Well, see, you know what? You got to figure out technology if you're going to get in that business.
That's what happens with old people, man. You don't follow GPS properly.
Yeah, whoever let him drive all that stuff, unless he was working for himself. Yeah,
he needs a driver.
Yeah, you really do.
You got that much weed, that much money. You can afford a driver.
Really? Get some punk kid.
Yeah. Get your own Jesse.
Then you get to sit in the back.
Or in the passenger seat.
Yeah, you put a little hat on, say your name's Heisenberg, everything will be fine.
Okay, well, anyway, he's been arrested, as well as this person, a 34-year-old man in Wisconsin. His guy's name is Daniel. He was accused of stealing a cop car back in December, and he was awaiting trial on that case. And then last week, what did he do? He stole another cop car. I guess a cop was conducting a traffic stop, and then he jumped into the car and drove off. And I guess they have like the cam footage. And in the dash cam footage, you could hear him giggling as he drove off. I guess he thinks it's funny.
Oh, really?
How funny is it now?
Well, just another reason that all Daniels suck.
Wow. Ouch. That's why he goes by Danny.
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, yeah? Well, check his Facebook.
Well,
he's a Daniel on Facebook because, again, all Daniels suck.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Rather aggressive.
It's not aggressive. It's fact. We have two great stories.
Fact.
He put on his underwear the wrong way today, so he's just mad.
I would too. I mean, you have to be sitting down. Wait, he does that already.
I'm FB.
You're FB?
Yeah.
Facebook?
Free ballin', bitch.
Okay.
That would be FBB, actually. I think he knew what was up, unfortunately.
I don't even want to have a follow-up question. Like,
good.
For real?
Thank you.
I don't even want to ask that.
I'm free, just like Tom Petty. Free. Okay.
Yeah, your daughter and your son seem very happy to be here at work today.
Woo! They know what's up.
All right.
Okay, maybe that's the wrong term to be using. I apologize.
You know what's not up? Are the Mariners' bats.
Oh, really?
Come on. I'm sick of you, Mariners. I love you, but I'm sick of you. Hate you, but I love you.
Were the bats the real problem last night, though?
Well, they only got 3 runs, but also the pitching was not very good as well.
That's the real problem.
Yeah, you can't really knock the pitching when you lose 10-3, of course.
Yeah, and look, you can win with 3 runs if you got good pitching.
If George Kirby would pitch how he has in the past.
I know, dude.
He gave up 5 runs, 11 hits, and just 3 2/3 innings.
And San Diego stinks. Their offense is like one of the worst offenses in baseball. And the idea that we still, it's so frustrating.
Newsflash, we stink too.
I know we do.
Well, maybe we could turn it all around on Friday, tomorrow, as Luis Castillo's on the mound taking on the Los Angeles Angels. So
I got a crazy idea.
What's that?
I have a real crazy idea.
You know, at this point, nothing seems crazy.
Well,
things aren't working.
Here we go.
Okay.
Usually you wait for the July trade deadline.
Yes.
But the Reds are trying to get rid of Aroldis Chapman, who is that fireballing guy who's sort of had a lot of issues over the last few years. But he's a reliever that they picked up, and for some reason now they want to get rid of him. And they're saying, we'll give him to you now. You won't have just 2 months with him. You'll have 4 months with him. We want a little bit more prospects. But there are teams now ready to say, we'll jettison now. We just know our season is done.
Yeah.
And the Reds are one of those teams. I would say go get Big Maple from Boston because Big Maple's pitching well. And the Mariners' defense is still one of the top defenses in baseball. If they can get their pitching back, the Mariners, I think, will be okay. They just got to get better starting pitching. And Big Maple, look, he was great
James
for
Paxton?
us. James Paxton.
All right.
Yeah, James Paxton is pitching well. Came back from Tommy John and finally started pitching this year. He's pitching well.
He was a popular player for the Mariners.
I say
Let's
go
do
get
it.
him. Go to Boston and make a good deal right now and get him. That's what I think.
Are you trying to scam us? Are you trying to pull like a, hey, give us Boston guys a bunch of good prospects? Is that what's going on here?
Listen, I mean, you do what you can, but, really, I think you don't have to give a lot of great prospects because of the surgery and everything. But I think Boston is like, come on, the Red Sox are they're kidding themselves if they think they're going anywhere this year. But the Mariners could go somewhere this year.
Okay.
So I would say if they haven't been doing it, James Paxton would be a great pickup, in my opinion.
History was made last night in the NBA championship games in the finals as 2 players for the Denver Nuggets. First time ever that teammates in the NBA history had a 30-point triple-double in the same game.
Wow, that is pretty wild.
That's pretty cool. And it was, Jamal Murray. I could pronounce that guy's name just fine. And then that star player for the Denver Nuggets. Let me see if I got it, Joe. Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. Jokic. I believe is how you pronounce it.
Damn it.
Did he say his first name right?
Nikolai?
Yeah, he said Nicole. I thought it was Nikolai.
I think it's Nikolai, but I'm not.
He's wrong. I know for sure it's Nikolai.
Yeah, is it Nicola?
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually, that's how sad I am. I watched an actual NBA
Joey.
analyst say it, and I wrote it down, and I still can't pronounce it based on how I wrote it down.
Yeah. All right. Well, Joey, Steve beat you on that. You should be.
So I got the first name. All right, let's do it together, Joe. Nikola
Jokic.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually not too bad. Jokic is not hard to say.
Yoki.
It's like gnocchi.
They call him the Joker.
The Joker.
Oh.
Because his name is spelled Jokic.
Oh, I would call him the Joker.
It's a lot easier. I'm just going to stick with that. Well, anyways, Denver won. So there you go. They got a 2-1 series lead right now. Game 3 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals in Florida tonight. Will the Panthers make it into a series? I don't think so, but we'll find out. They're down 2-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights. They've been spanked so far, so we'll see what's up with that. And then history happening in the world of the MLS. I don't know if you heard about this big deal that's going on.
Yeah, what's the money?
Arguably one of the greatest players. I mean, definitely a lot of people say definite Mount Rushmore player, and that's Lionel Messi.
Okay.
He is now heading to the MLS. He's 35 years old, still playing really well, and now he's going to be a part of the MLS, which is pretty crazy. He was just signed by Miami, and I guess ticket prices are going crazy. Could you imagine if, like, a couple of days ago, you were like, I'm going to get season tickets for Miami. Yeah. Why not? I'll show some love. And now people are going to be paying ridiculous amount of money so they can see this guy play. He's a superstar.
Did I hear he got $1 billion or turned down $1 billion for this deal?
He got offered a lot of money by something somewhere in Saudi, I think.
Oh, that's what it was.
And
okay.
I think he's getting a lot of money here, and I think also like he's got like stake in ownership of the league or something.
Oh,
there's something. I don't quote me, of course, but like they gave him a lot. They backed the truck up to get this guy here. Danny, you got to be happy. You got season tickets. Are Miami coming to Seattle?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I didn't actually look into it, but
that'd be the first thing I'd be looking at.
Well, they
how
should
to sell those tickets.
If they haven't already, they should be.
I mean, you might pay off your season tickets with that game. Maybe not, but I bet you could get a lot.
But at that point, I kind of want to be at that game, so you never know.
Here's the key.
True.
Here's the deal.
Greats.
Yeah, here's the deal. At 35 years old, will he still be able to be amazing? Because the MLS is obviously not like Premier League soccer.
But he was already still amazing.
Yeah,
at
so
35.
So if he's already still amazing over there, that he was competitive,
That's nuts. Yeah.
At 35, not bad.
Oh, yeah. So it was $1 billion he was offered by a team in Saudi Arabia.
$1 billion.
And he turned it down because of some family concerns. He didn't know if he wanted to raise his family there. So, which I understand. I mean, you don't know much about what's going on over there. And
Saudi is trying to change their image, but they still have a lot of negative stuff they have to either admit to, be accountable to, but they surely are trying to change.
Absolutely. But, I think raising a kid in Miami seems like a lot more fun.
A little bit different. Not a lot, depending on what you think of Miami.
Unbelievable that he's going to be out there. That's pretty exciting. I'm not even a big soccer guy, but I know that guy's name, and I know he's a superstar.
Danny doesn't look very excited.
We don't play him this year. That's why I'm looking at the schedule, and we don't play him this year.
There are teams in the MLS we don't play. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know
So they don't even play them in Miami?
Nope.
Wow.
What the F?
Yeah.
There's so many games that they play. I don't understand how they don't play them.
Do like 2 less friendlies and play every team in MLS, you would think.
Wish, yeah, right.
How many teams are in the MLS?
Oh,
if you know.
I don't. Off the top of my head,
there can't be more than 30.
They keep adding new ones every year. So
32, I would imagine, would be the max, but I can't believe there's more than 30 in my brain.
I'm guessing 30.
Yeah.
28 or 30.
Yeah, so...
29.
Yeah, 29.
How about I guess...
29? There's even an odd number?
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that either.
I'm sure they'll add another team at some point to even it out for you, PJ.
Yeah, I mean, I know the NHL, didn't they have an odd number for a while?
They did, yeah. I think that happens from time to time. Hey, today, if you want to see some greatness on television, tune in at 11 o'clock on New Day Northwest. Is yours truly.
Oh, you're back.
The greatness, though, is Taryn Daly. She'll be there with me. I think we're on today. We're going down there to either tape a future episode or it's going to be live. I never know what's happening.
Oh, yeah. You just need to make it because they want to make sure you're okay.
Yes.
Because if you're not photogenic, they might just scrap the whole episode.
Well, I got this giant gash on my lip, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't know if you should use that word, but yes, good job.
Someone who doesn't know the backstory is going to be like, should they be near this guy? Definitely don't kiss him.
Yeah, you look like now you might have a disease.
I know.
Yeah, you look like maybe you've been playing around a little too much.
Well, that's going to happen later on because we're playing a game. So,
well, at least Taryn Daly's
going to be putting
there.
things in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean they have to have Beauty and the Beast, right?
Thank you. It's like Shrek.
Yeah,
kinda.
There you go.
On New Day Northwest today, 11 o'clock, K5. That should be a lot of fun. As far as weather, it's going to be a nice day again today. I think right around like 80 degrees and sunny. And thanks to Soquami Casino for giving us the Migs report. And that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve, he got this one right.
What is the name of Canada's national anthem?
Oh, Canada.
Oh, yes.
Wow, there's somebody called the voice. I got 2 contestants right there. Right? Call the voice.
I forgot she answered it that way. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Wow, that's okay, you want a shot at beating Steve, and hopefully neither one of them will sing? 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes, those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, Guns N' Roses, they are coming to town. Climate Pledge Arena, October 14th. Uh-oh. And then Tool, just 6 days later, the Tacoma Dome, October 20th. And look, we're not going to just try to send you to one. We're going to try to send you to both.
Yeah, trying to go to both, that's going to be a dent in your wallets. How about you get them for free, BJ?
I like this attitude. So listen this week between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., Steve, what we're going to give them.
What's that?
What are we going to give them?
We're going to give them both of those tickets.
And you got to have a code word first.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're not just going to give them tickets. You got to have a code word. And then what you got to do is you got to then text that code word to 206-803-7625. That's how you get a chance to win tickets to both shows. And at 8:17 this morning, we're going to give you another code word for your chance to win GNR and Tool tickets. And tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 o'clock for both shows. You want more info? KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat me?
Let's go.
I know Jonathan from SeaTac is. Jonathan, are you there?
Good morning. Hi.
Good morning. All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Jonathan has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
What It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actor does the voice of the title character in The Lorax?
Danny DeVito.
Yes. Pink Floyd has the hit song titled Comfortably What?
Pass.
What?
Did you say pass?
Oh, pass?
Yeah.
What automobile company makes the Durango and the Charger?
Dodge.
Yes. The flag of Colombia is red, blue, and what other color?
Yellow.
Yes. In the 12 days of Christmas, what did my true love send to me on the third day?
Turtle doves.
No.
Sweet. French hens.
No.
Pass.
Before becoming an actor, Steve Buscemi had what career?
Fireman.
Yes. How many teaspoons are in 2 cups?
Can you say that again?
How many teaspoons are in 2 cups?
16, 8, 12.
No. What sports lingo uses the term scrum?
Rugby.
Yes. Which beverage was promoted during the 90s by 3 frogs croaking out its name?
Budweiser.
Yes.
Wait, quick question. What can you repeat the question about the 12 days of Christmas? Because I want to hear his answer.
Yes, in the 12 days of Christmas, what did my true love send to me on the third day?
What did you say?
Turtle doves.
No, that wasn't it. Okay.
No. Well, he did say something different after that.
Yeah, what did you say? What was your
second guess?
French hens.
Is that right?
French
hens?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
What did you have, Sarah?
I thought 3 French horns.
No, hens.
Hens?
Yeah, it's hens.
Okay, you got that correct. Sorry. Thank
there
you.
we go.
Thank you. I was having trouble hearing him. All right, you got 7 correct. Actually, really gets really good.
Good job, Danny. I was looking that up too, thinking I thought I knew the lyrics to that song my whole life.
Sorry, I had the wrong.
You're all right, kid.
Am I though?
No.
All right, Steve, are you ready?
I'm curious.
Ah, yes.
What It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actor does the voice of the title character in the Lorax?
I'm going to go with Charlie Day.
No.
Damn it. That's something I could think of. Danny DeVito.
Yes.
All right.
Pink Floyd has the hit song titled Comfortably What?
Numb.
Yes.
Yeah.
What automobile company makes the Durango and the Charger?
Dodge.
Yes. The flag of Colombia is red, blue, and what other color?
White.
No.
Yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the 12 days of Christmas, what did my true love send to me on the third day?
Turtle doves.
No.
5. No. 3 merry merrilers.
No.
Singing birds.
No.
Pass.
Before becoming an actor, Steve Buscemi had what career?
He was a firefighter.
Yes. How many teaspoons are in 2 cups?
I'm going to go 32.
No.
64.
No.
89.
No. What sports lingo uses the term scrum?
That would be rugby.
Yes. Which beverage was promoted during the 90s by 3 frogs croaking out its name?
Budweiser.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 correct, which is a tie.
Oh, maybe if you went a little faster on the Budweiser, you might have got the next
But you can't. You have to do it that way.
Oh, is that the rule? I didn't know. Oh,
Jonathan did it that way too, and it was great.
Well,
attaboy, Jonathan.
That's a tie, man.
That's a tie, so no one
Second tie. I'm going to get you next time.
I'm going to get you next time.
Ooh.
Thanks for playing, buddy. Good tie, no song. I love that.
So if I did go faster, would I have gotten another question? I don't even know if I...
Yes.
Oh, damn it. Okay, what was the question?
Beginning with A, what is the medical term for hair loss?
Oh. Alopecia?
That's it. You better know that. Keep that word in your mouth.
Why do I need to know that?
Yeah,
because that was
BJ.
the whole controversy about Will Smith.
So I need to know that in case the conversation of Will Smith comes up in my house?
Well, that's why he slapped Chris Rock.
Yes.
It was the alopecia thing. That's why I just doing a joke.
I thought you were saying I need to know because I'm bald.
He said take herself out of her mouth. I said keep that word in your mouth. But because you're so worried about being bald, you thought it was a shot against you.
You understand.
It was me being clever.
I am bald shamed day in, day out.
Not by this guy.
I had your back, though. I thought he was going down that road, too. And I was like,
Thank
BJ,
you.
that's so rude.
No, I had his front. I would never go down his road like that. Pardon me, what?
The 12 days of Christmas, what did my true love send to me on the third day?
If you're Sarah, it's 3 French horns.
Jonathan and Danny corrected me.
Oh, if you said French horns, I'd be like, that sounds right to me.
Right, thank you, Steve. You could have said that. You could have got it right.
And Sarah was having a bit of trouble understanding because he had a little bit of an accent going on.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Jonathan.
Where's he from?
England. It sounded like.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Hello. And does anyone know how many teaspoons are in 2 cups? Does anyone know how many teaspoons are in 1 cup?
I don't even know.
No.
Clearly.
Clearly, no.
There's 48 in 1 cup, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
I would have asked
so
that.
48 times 2.
Yeah, there you go. Which is?
Not going to do it.
Good job, buddy.
Too early for that.
96.
Yes! Good job.
Boy, Steve-O.
That's good. Hey, thanks for the Always Sunny question. I think their season started yesterday.
Oh.
Which is, I don't
How
know.
many seasons have they done?
I feel like a lot.
2005 is when Always Sunny first went on the air. And they went on without Danny DeVito because he was involved in something. So they said, we'll wait for you. We'll just do the show without you till you can join us.
Which is so crazy because I remember loving the first few seasons. I loved when Danny DeVito joined. I thought that was an incredible pickup. And then I just stopped watching and I never went back.
It's like The Simpsons. I think here's what I think hurt Always Sunny was the Matt got fat season. And I think a lot of people
that
dropped
might have been
off.
the last season. Yeah.
But the last 2 Sunny seasons I've really enjoyed, and I'm so looking forward to. I've got them recorded on the DVR, so or you can watch them on Hulu, and I think FXXXXXXXX. You know, whatever how many X's you have in the F.
So there has been 15 seasons,
Wow.
but the 16th one just dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
So 16 it started.
Are they still miserable and losers?
Yeah, but they're really...
Nobody won the lottery or anything like that?
It's great how they've changed. First of all, lots more swearing. There wasn't, if you go back to those first seasons, you wouldn't have much swears at all. And now everything, F-bombs, S-bombs, all over the place. But there's still politically incorrect, miserable people, and it's fun to watch them wrestle with how society has changed since that show started.
Yeah.
Which is almost 20 years ago. And to be able to do a similar show and see the growth of the characters, or if you will, the lack of growth of the characters, really, it's really fun to watch because they have been really, how do you get to be the a-holes they are in a society that says being an a-hole doesn't work anymore? It's really interesting. And actually, I think they pulled it off very well. Because they've actually dealt with a lot of that, like the cancel culture, everything, and they've done it Sunny style. So,
gosh, I don't remember when I stopped. I think it was the season after the Matt got fat. But that's going to be now the struggle is figuring out where I left off, and do I rewatch it from the very beginning? I don't know if I have that kind of time.
There's so many seasons. Because
I
J-Rubs
know.
and I were thinking about maybe starting it up because I've never seen it. But I like the characters. I love Charlie Day. I love Danny DeVito. So I'm curious. But this might take some time.
I'm a little overwhelmed by how many seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
I will say this, because you guys did the same thing with Curb Your Enthusiasm. Didn't you start at square one?
Yep.
Yeah, you got to, then I would say start from square one so you get all the in-jokes, because there's a lot of character development and weirdness that happens that you have to watch from the beginning if you really want to be involved in some of the weirdness, because you'll see characters and go, I don't know who this guy is, but they have one dude that went from being a priest and a really cool guy into being like a meth addict. But you got to watch how that's all developed for Rickety Ricks or whatever his name is, and they got a lot, and you'll see a lot of stars. You'll see some people go, oh my God, they were on Always Sunny. And
It's kind of crazy that they've kept all the main characters for all these seasons too. Nobody bailed or anything like that.
Well, and Mac and Ryan Reynolds bought the soccer team, the Rentham thing going on. So, and Mac also did a video game show for Apple TV Plus. I think it's still doing well for them. I think they got another season coming. I've only watched a couple episodes of that. I might go back to that sometime. But Always Sunny, FX or Hulu. I still enjoy it. Last 2 seasons were really good. So I think they still got it. But then what do I know? What do I know? Nothing. I'm a baldest, that's why. Yeah.
Which is crazy because, I
know. I hate myself, but I just project it onto others.
Right. You're like that character from the Chappelle Show, the racist.
That's who I am, yeah. That's exactly who I am.
The KKK.
That's who I am. Yeah, I know. Great bit. Hey, are you having problems at work? Maybe you've got some relationship issues. Any other random problem where you need advice? Well, sure, you could go to professionals, but then that would involve you having to do some work and maybe even paying some money. I think you need to call us instead.
Plus, we have an update of a past one.
Oh.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, we're here for you. Call us and text us now at 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted. We're going to do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades.
He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
Oh, yeah. This is the hottest news segment in America.
I was just looking at Vicky, like 3 more ones that we probably won't even have time to today, but hopefully we get to, because these are some good ones already texted in this morning, BJ.
Yeah, and the idea is this, is that we get a lot of people during Listeners on the Loose who said, hey, I've got this going on in my life. I got, whether it be relationships, work problems, whatever advice you need. And that's where, like, Steve's like, we should just do a whole segment on this. We just don't have enough time. So that's what Help Wanted is all about. Any kind of problem you got. Look, we especially like the dumb ones because that's our expertise.
Yes.
206-803-ROCK. Call us, text us, however you want to communicate. You can even Facebook us. You can tweet us. You can email us. We will get to it. That's how it is.
And we have an update.
Oh!
We should start with the update, because it was like a couple of episodes in on Help Wanted, and somebody texted us about, hey, I want my kid wants to try and be a pitcher in Little League. And the coach was being difficult and not giving the kid an opportunity to do it. How do we navigate that? We were all giving questionable advice on it, but
of course.
But they just sent us a text this morning and said, hey, I want to give you guys an update. My son listened to your advice. Sorry. And he's been working his tail off on pitching, and he, on his own, went up to the coach and told him he's been working hard and practicing every day and deserves a chance to show what he can do. The coach finally gave him the nod. So at the last game of the season this Saturday, he will be on the mound. Yeah, goosebumps. I don't even know why. I'm all feeling this one.
Well, it is what we said. A lot of folks thought, and this is what parents do, they want to intervene on their kids' behalf when they think that, like, the world's been unjust. But there are occasions in life where you have to, as a parent, go, is this a battle they can fight on their own? And even if they lose, can they survive it? This was one of those things where, look, man, sometimes coaches want to see the kid take initiative.
I bet the coach was fired up when he came up and said, hey, I've been busting my tail. I'm ready to pitch. So man, you got to give us now another update to let us know how it goes on Saturday. He says, I wanted to reach out, say thank you. And if you can, give him a shout out and some words of encouragement. His name is Gabriel. Thanks, guys.
And it doesn't matter how it goes.
Oh, no, it does. You're in there to win.
Yeah.
Let's go. No hitter, Gabriel. I have faith.
Yeah. I mean, you are arguably, if he goes out there and gets rocked, which will really suck, but that will give him more motivation to go, okay, let me get back at it and get back at it.
He's not getting rocked, BJ.
Yeah. Adversity to me is the best way to go. The worst thing that happened to me, I have to tell you, the worst thing that happened to me was the first time I went up and did stand-up comedy, I killed. It was my first open mic.
You set the bar.
Dude, it was, I thought, I'm a master of this. Holy cow. The next 3 times, oh my God, it was so god awful. And I did the same stuff. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I had people, and it was really awesome because I thought they'll never let me do stand-up comedy here again. Oh my God. And the guys pulled me aside, some of the veteran guys in Boston, and they said, dude, now you know what it's like to be a stand-up comic.
You got humbled.
Yeah, it's like that is the part of the job. It's like now you're on your way, because that first one, it's always fake. If you just get lucky sometimes. He said, but now you know this is the real you. But keep at it. That's they said keep at it. You definitely have something, but you got to keep at it. And really, failing was how I found out that I know what to do.
Well, hopefully you text us on Monday and let us know how it all went. Or call. That'd be awesome to hear from Gabriel.
Oh, that would be great.
Call in on Monday and give us an update on how it goes.
The big win was him going up to the coach and advocating for himself. That in itself, that moment will serve him so well in his life. Advocating for yourself in the world is the difference between success and people that just don't make it. And it really, really, being able to go up and go, hey, I'm here. See me. I'll do what you need me to do, but I want this. That's amazing.
That's all great and amazing. No, winning the game on Saturday.
Okay, don't listen to
is
Steve.
The best thing that's
Steve
going to happen.
Steve was the worst Little League player in the history of the game. Don't listen to him.
You don't want. Yeah, anything you do out there is going to be remarkably better than anything I accomplished in all the years I did in Little League. Yeah, I'm fired up, man. Gabriel, you're going to kill it.
Yeah, man, I'm so frustrated because Bryce Miller, who was that guy that I was so excited about for the Mariners because he had the highest spin rate in baseball, which means you're a good pitcher, basically, and he's been getting rocked, which goes to show you that Bryce he's not going to quit. They're not going to quit on him because they know he's got talent. But, man, it is such a journey to become consistently great at anything.
And, Gabriel, if you do well, you might get a shot at playing on the Mariners before the season's over.
You're not wrong.
All right, we got a question. that just got texted in this morning. I'm curious to see what everyone's advice would be on this one. It's a good one. It's quick, though. It says, I've been divorced for 2 years now. I'm going on my first date next weekend. Any advice?
Oh, boy. I don't know the gender of this person. I'm going to assume it's a dude.
Okay.
Because it just so happens I'm doing a lot of therapy these days, and part of it's group therapy. And so a part of that group therapy is that we have dudes of all ages, dudes of all relationship status, and that comes up a lot is, how do you date? And so this is really, really fresh because I don't know because I haven't dated in forever.
Oh,
so
dude,
I don't know.
It's a whole different language now compared to what you were doing back in your day. Myself as well, right, for a lot of us. But even 2 years ago is probably a different vibe too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say first things first, do not airdrop a picture of your dong during the date.
Wow, that's the only advice I had for him, so I'm out. Okay.
That's as good as it gets.
Unless she asks for it.
Well, yeah,
She
okay.
like request for it. It's like,
non-consensual dong pics frowned upon.
And don't send yours. You really want,
mine. I'm not getting an offer mine.
No, don't send yours. I would
don't
argue.
even know this person.
Send somebody who's actually less impressive than you, because she's going to be nice about it. Right? If she asks about it, Vicky, if you like the guy and he sends you one that's like, okay, you're not going to be mean about it.
I don't like being mean about that sort of thing because I've been with dudes who aren't that impressive looking and are the most impressive in
we're
the
just now
situation.
focusing on that.
Well, see, I'm a low bar guy. Once I send the picture of me, it wouldn't be me, but somebody who's not as impressive as me, so I make sure I find somebody, which is going to be difficult to do, but I'll find him. And then when all of a sudden the big reveal happens, I don't know. You could say, I was having a bad day when I showed you that picture. I'm
a grower, not a shower.
It's like, maybe it's you. When I'm by myself, it's not. And then all of a sudden, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's totally
that's not
a
my
line,
strategy.
and that we could see right through that.
Just
now.
Come on, you can tell.
Update the guys. It's a dude, 35 years old. He just texted.
Ooh, 35.
Okay.
You know what I would say? The only advice I have, because it might even come up that you're divorced, and they're probably like, well, what happened? Whatever you say, make that part quick. Don't spend the rest of the date whining and complaining about your ex.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Right?
Just leave your ex out of it.
Like, I'm sure they might even say, well, what happened? Why'd you get divorced? To say it didn't work. Give a quick Cliff Note answer.
Yeah.
Keep it kind of positive, because that could bring the date down.
And it's always the first thing that you want to talk about because it's top of mind. Like, you want to talk about like why you went down that route and want to defend yourself almost. It's just like, just don't talk about it.
You ever been on a date where someone's complaining about their ex?
Yes.
It sucks.
Here's the big tip for guys. I only can speak to dudes. I don't know what women need in life, and maybe it's very similar. I know how women can cry in life. But here's the thing. This will transcend anything. When you get fired, when anything negative happens in your life, here's the key. You never defend yourself. You find references that will advocate for you. Now, obviously, on a first date, you can't. But here's what you can do.
That would be weird if you showed up with like references, like a sheet of paper
I think you
or
should.
like a video presentation.
I feel like that. Why don't we do that in the world of dating? We do it everywhere else.
It's kind of weird.
I've seen it on some dating, like on their profiles. They'll be like, great in bed from my ex-girlfriend, sweetest guy around from my mom. Like, those are the references and like reviews. And I thought that was pretty cute.
That actually is pretty funny. It can hit you the right way. But Danny is right. Do not, if you are going to mention it, like Steve said, do not be the victim. As a matter of fact, if you actually, a lot of people like vulnerability. If you say, look, man, I got to tell you, I wasn't ready for a committed relationship then. I was young, I was stupid, and frankly, I don't think it would have been fair for me to be with anybody. You don't look like a bad guy then. As a matter of fact, I think that person goes, well, here's somebody that's obviously had some growth. And you could give that answer.
They don't start crying, but Rich cheated on me.
And also be prepared for her to start talking about her ex, if she's had any. Because that's just going to happen.
Talk at a date.
It sucks, but it happens.
I just want to go to a bathroom and jump out the window and get out of there.
Which is, again, and I would look at...
so not fun.
But here's the thing. If you know you have stuff about your ex, and, you got to try to push it down... I try to feel that way about the other person. Like, you know what? They have it too, and they don't want to look like they're the bad guy, and maybe they're really a good person, but this is just a big part of their life to get by. Mm-hmm. Those are the things. Don't be the one to be the victim guy, and maybe have a little empathy towards her because she's probably feeling the same way as you are. I think women are cooler to you if you're vulnerable and admit your mistakes. I think women are like, okay, you're actually maybe a cool guy.
Just go have fun. It's exciting. You get to meet some new people. Chances are you're not going to be with this person for a long time. It probably won't work out. So just have a good time for a little bit. You're still trying to figure out what you want now. I mean,
so you're saying that don't even think of this is not the forever person.
I mean, you just got out of a relationship. Chances are this isn't going to be the person you're going to jump into a full-time relationship with.
Wait
again.
a minute.
What?
I feel like, I could be wrong, wasn't your wife like the first person?
No.
Oh, you had other dates besides her?
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't think I remember that.
I was single for several months.
Oh, I know you were single.
Like 5-6 months or something like that. Maybe even longer.
Oh, I didn't know you. Well, see, you didn't tell us stuff.
When I got coming in, I had another date, guys.
Yeah, well, I guess I felt like yeah, you would, because we're your buddies. No, huh? Wow.
I mean, yeah, buddy, sure.
Wow. Okay.
I'll come in and be like, here's the dating update.
Well, I feel really horrible because I gave you such a hard time because I thought this was your first relationship that you had after the fact.
First, like, relationship.
Well, first
sure.
anybody. I thought it was your first anybody.
No, I was dating some girls, and then you realize, okay, that's not the person. I go on a couple dates here and there. Absolutely.
Oh, well, I apologize. I thought
it's
for sure.
It's about damn time.
Well, I've
been over 12 years. I've been waiting for this apology.
Doing. I mean, you tell us about some things. I feel like a parent that's so mad. Why do you tell me some things but not everything? Out of the house. My roof. My rules, bitch.
So I said, hey, I'll give the same advice I gave to all my buddies on their first dates. Don't overthink it, or you screw the hell up. You're your own worst enemy.
Yeah. That's a good. These are all good. These are all good things. Don't ever defend yourself, though, man. Don't do it. And in the workplace, especially when you're like interviewing for a job, find people that can tell the true story about you. But you go in and go, "I'm a great soldier. I screwed up there, but I've learned."
That'd be great if you showed up with two of your buddies as references,
and
maybe even fantastic. Like an ex that's kind of like, oh, this is Sheila. I used to bang her 7 years ago.
Don't you think that would be great? I mean, don't you think that would be great if people had references? I mean, I think it would be fantastic. I would love that if somebody came with references.
So I said, hey, don't try to over-impress or spend too much money. It'll set the bar too high for casual dates.
Oh, there's that thing called love bombing. If you watch that documentary, Ted Lasso, we've heard about that. Love bombing, and a lot of times they do it with money, where you're way over the top in a relationship just by, the presence and affection. And usually love bombing is a red flag. So don't be that person, and then watch out if somebody else is kind of a love bomber. You'll be like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, you don't want to go to the absolute nicest restaurant.
Oh, you don't want to go to Canlis right off the bat?
No,
really.
I don't think. Right?
So,
I mean, yeah, it's impressive, but I think you can still impress somebody by going to a nice place. That's like, I don't know.
What's a nice place for you? Because I'm not sure you know.
I'm thinking like maybe like Veggie Grill.
Yeah, you don't know. Again, if you've got a vegan, yes, or vegetarian, perfect place to go.
I think like a Daniel's might even be a little too much.
Oh, Daniel's could be intimidating. Yeah.
At least for me, I'm not
like a fun like Earl's, like that place in Bellevue.
Oh yeah, Earl's is good.
I think that's a good spot.
I'm weird. I don't like going to fancy places on like the first couple dates. I want to go to a fancy place with somebody I'm already with.
Like an anniversary date.
Like an anniversary.
That's reasonable.
Because I feel like there's just too much pressure. You not only have to look nicer, you have to like act a certain way. You can't really be yourself if you're at a fancy place.
So here's a place. Oh, Dan, you got a place?
No, I was just going to say at that point, just know your date. Like, I mean, I know you don't know him because you're going on it first, but but at that point, just like, why wouldn't you be able to just be like, hey, where do you want to go?
Oh, really?
Yeah. All else take them to Twin Peaks.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go to Twin Peaks every day.
Or Acropolis.
Look, the average, not that I know a lot about women, but the average woman, when you say, where do you want to go? Yeah, it's a tough one.
If you make where do you want to go?
Yeah, if you make suggestions, hey, I had this idea. I love blank, blank, and blank. What do you think? And then she can pick, but rather than just telling her to pick anything when she doesn't know you, and also she probably doesn't want to pick a place and have it go horribly wrong.
What do you think? Like, hey, what kind of food are you feeling? And then you kind of make the decision based on what kind of food they like.
Let me ask Vicky, only because I think she's still a woman. Let me ask Vicky, what if I take a person to like those fancy movie theaters where you can eat and they come serve you food? Is that too frou-frou?
It's not frou-frou because I think that's awesome. However, for a first date, it could be a little tricky because a lot of times they say don't go to a movie on your first date because you're not really talking.
You can't talk.
Yeah.
You're not getting to know each other.
Hey, shut up. I'm watching the film, lady.
Second or third date, that'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
What makes you think I wanted to talk to you?
Huh? So then I just needed someone to come see The Little Mermaid with me.
All right, what if I take you to the Shake Shack because they're opening a new one up in Bellevue? We don't have them here. Is that cool?
That'd be perfect for me. Honestly, if a guy's like, hey, we're going on a date, where are we going? I'm like, if you're making me pick, I'm going to say Red Robin. I love me Red Robin. It's chill, it's casual, and I know I'm going to find something I like.
I would be happy if you would actually pick where we would go. Then I'd know right off the bat I'm doing something you like.
First thing, bottomless fries. Next thing,
yes.
You bottomless. Yeah.
But not at the
Probably
restaurant.
Don't say that there.
You'll get it.
You won't say that there?
That's just wishful
You should
thinking.
text her that. That's what you probably should do. Just see how it goes over. Well, I feel like we've helped so much.
At least with the pitcher kid.
Yeah, at least with the pitcher kid we helped. Well, good luck on your first date.
Let us know how it goes.
Yes, please do. And look, like Steve said, this probably won't be the forever person. I mean, if it is, hey, amazing. But yeah, have fun. Have fun, and and also know that if you make mistakes, you're going to make mistakes.
And hey, the person that gave that advice, it wasn't us that gave that advice to the kid pitcher. It was actually someone who texted in saying, hey, good job for talking to your coach on your own. I'm the coach that texted in last time with that advice. Go Gabriel.
Oh, did he? Oh, I'm okay.
Damn it, why'd you have to text in? Now we can't take credit for
I really thought we came up with that.
He said that makes me so happy to hear.
That sucks.
Makes sense. I didn't think that was something that we would come up
I
with.
feel like I could have come up with that, given the time. Okay, fine. What do you think are some of the most unusual room service requests at a hotel? Oh, yeah, there have been weird ones. I'll tell you all about them at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call State Farm agent Sierra Belleville in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hotels.com just said, hey, man, check this out. Our first ever room service report. And in this report, they got a list of the most unusual room service requests.
Okay. I never thought about that they probably get a lot of weird phone calls, especially late at night.
Yeah, room service, man. I don't know the last time I used room service at a joint.
Oh, really? I typically, especially at our radio conventions, They would always, a lot of times at the end of the night, I would end up getting some room service food.
Oh, really?
Like a thing of ice cream or whatever it was.
Wow. I mean, maybe I got to start doing that.
Well, usually by the time you're done, it's like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning after you finish talking to every single person at the bar.
I do that, yeah.
By that point, the kitchen's closed.
Yeah, everything's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of room service.
Well, here's some weird stuff that people have asked for. This is really interesting. I don't know. People have asked for diet water, which, how do you make something that has no calories be even less calories?
Well, not everybody's as bright as you, BJ, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's water that can actually give you minus calories, which would be amazing. I would take that if I could have like a minus 50 calorie drink. I'm all for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody ordered melted ice cream, which I can understand because I used to like to turn my hard ice cream into soft serve by having it melt a little bit and then mixing it up in the cup so it was sort of like a Dairy Queen thing.
Yeah, but couldn't you just do that on your own?
Yeah, but I guess you have to wait. But
do you think that's someone that's really wealthy and is just want to like show some kind of show off how I'm going to call and offer, tell them.
Flex.
See, I was thinking it was a pregnant woman.
Oh.
Because, my ice cream's too cold. The hormones kick in. It's not what they wanted. They wanted specifically melted. That was just my first thought.
All right.
And do you put it in a bowl or a cup?
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess, do you want to drink it? Do you want to spoon it?
In a cone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I want it messy.
People have ordered blowfish at, is that a thing you can eat? I guess you could eat any
Don't
fish.
know.
Why would you order a blowfish at a hotel room service?
I've never heard of that being an actual, type of food. I could be wrong.
I think you can. It's the puffer fish, but you have to have it prepared a very certain way. Otherwise, you die.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was dangerous.
And yet people are asking, or are they asking for hootie? Which one are they asking for?
That's fair. Yeah.
How about boiled bottled water is a weird hotel room service request? Boiled bottled water.
I can understand boiled water if there's not like a coffee maker in there or like a tea. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If all of a sudden you have a tea bag.
Yeah. Well, I don't
you want to dip it into something.
Well,
there's no way to do it other than just using hot water in the sink.
Yeah. How about a cooked fish that a guest brought with them?
Also, you went fishing and you're like, hey, can you cook this for me?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what that is. All right, this next one, they're saying you should blame TikTok for this. I have never heard of this. Maybe Danny, Vicky, have you heard of cockle popcorn?
That sounds naughty.
Yeah, it sure does, but I guess TikTok is, what the hell is cockle popcorn?
So a cockle is an edible marine mollusk, so it kind of looks like a clam, and I guess it's like popcorn shrimp kind of a vibe. Wrong one.
Oh, and they put it...
And they call it popcorn. Popcorn.
So it's not really mixed with popcorn. It's just you want this cockle thing prepared like it's popcorn.
Deep fried cockles with chili, salt, and vinegar.
Oh.
It's like popcorn shrimp, but popcorn cockles. Right?
Okay, well that's...
it does look pretty delicious.
Yeah, never heard of cockles, though.
I try it. But why would you think a hotel would have it?
Right.
I mean, don't they have a room service menu?
Yeah.
Why are people asking for this stupid stuff if it's not on the menu?
Have you guys ever had to make a phone call for something strange through room service or just by calling the front desk at a hotel?
Maybe for first aid stuff.
Have you?
You guys? Well, yeah. Because I fell. I banged my head, when I was in a hotel in Florida, and because I basically just got lightheaded, passed out, and hit my head on the toilet.
Because I remember there was one time, and it was when we went for Disneyland, my wife and I, and let's just say, whatever we ate didn't agree with me, and the toilet was a little stuffed.
Oh, you had to call for toilet help?
I had to call and say, could you bring up a plunger and extra towels, please?
Oh.
And my wife could not stop laughing. And I was like, and the guy wanted to come in to help. And I'm like, I can handle this on my own. He's like, no, sir, we'll handle this. That's not something you need to do. I'm like, can I tip you? I think I ended up giving him some money.
Oh, yeah, you better. Because
he was saying no to that. But I'm like, please just take something. This is very embarrassing because it was flooded the floor.
Oh,
it was just
and then there's that
happened to me one time too.
Oh,
don't feel bad.
It's the worst.
It's the worst because it's you don't even know what to do at that point.
Because you're not even just asking for a plunger.
Nope.
But then when you add into it towels, because then they're just what the hell? Nothing bad ended up on the floor.
I didn't know this, but I didn't know there was a medical condition that you can have where you just, without getting too descriptive, you are going to be a clogger. I didn't know that was a thing. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Nope.
What?
Yeah, it's a medical condition that you have, that there are certain people in the world that have to basically they have to be multiple flushers, or they will clog the toilet.
Interesting.
And I'm like, I never heard of such a thing, but you know what? I've run into people in my life that's a thing, no matter where they go, and you know what? It's like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then they feel so embarrassed because they thought they had it handled and they didn't, and then you do a little research.
It'd be funny if you're having a party and you're like, hey, no, you can't invite BJ over. Why? He's a clogger.
Yeah. I mean, it's very embarrassing, and at the same time, a person can't do anything about it. That's just how their life goes. I don't know the official term for it, but it's just
can't you if you know that you have that problem, can't you just kind of do the courtesy flush?
That sometimes that's not enough. And I mean, but yeah, you really have to make sure. And then
so
there's just
the phrase "pooping bricks" is actually something that someone.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. Is it? Have you found what it is?
Possibly. A lot of it says constipation, but there's a thing called megacolon, where you experience chronic constipation or have a history of bowel obstruction, so you can develop megacolon, which makes your colon become very overstretched, so it makes your droppings over the limit.
Yeah,
basically.
Mega.
Who's the star of that movie? Yeah. Who plays Megacolon?
Gutenberg.
Megacolon and Super Kidney.
Yeah. I was thinking I don't know why, but Paul Rudd seems like he would play the role of Megacolon.
Yeah, Paul Rudd could pull that off.
I don't know who Super Kidney would be though.
Yeah. So someone has asked for a no egg white omelet. A no egg white omelet.
20 yolks.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's not horrible. I mean, well,
it's a pain in the ass for the person having to cook it.
Yeah, but you are a chef. I mean, people can do that. People have separated egg whites and egg yolks, right? They've done that before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, a rice bowl for a dog.
All right.
Okay,
that makes sense. I used to have a friend who would they would prepare meals for their dog, and it was always rice and chicken.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because the dog would refuse to eat puppy
dog food.
Yeah.
Because the dog food, usually the flavor we get is it's a rice and chicken flavor. So
okay.
Side note: if you really want to get mad, go down the rabbit hole of people preparing the most delicious looking meats and stuff for their dogs to eat. There's a bunch of people on TikTok that will just create filet mignon with quail eggs and with this, and even though it's raw, I still kind of want to eat it.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm not happy about that.
Sometimes I'm just I gotta open up another can of dog food. I'm like, damn it, because sometimes because Lulu has no teeth, so we have to have kind of that pate kind of dog food. So she doesn't eat the whole can. So then we put it in a Tupperware and put it in the fridge, the rest of it. And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna take a time to open up a can. I can't even imagine preparing a meal for Lulu.
Yeah, if a can is a problem, you are not the guy
I'm too
for that
lazy
job.
for that. And plus, she gets really fired up about this can of food, so I don't think I need to do anything more than that.
Yeah. Well, that's because look, you've never given her the fine food. Who knows what she'd think?
Well, she doesn't need to know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She can't see. She has no teeth.
Yeah,
she's having a good run.
Living the dream, baby.
She is. She still gets belly rubs.
People. Sometimes that's really all you need.
That's all she wants.
People have asked for eggless eggs in hell.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't even know. It's eggs in hell is shashuka or shakshuka.
Yeah.
Or shikshuka. What the hell is shikshuka?
I thought that's why you do it so you don't drink anymore.
That's like the tomato. It's like a tomato base.
Yeah.
I just got that shikshadel. I see what you did there. Shikshuka. I've never had shikshuka. Is it good?
It's super good.
It looks good.
Oh.
Can you see a picture of it?
Yeah. It's it looks like there's eggs and a tomato sauce. The eggs are poached and it's a little spicy.
It's a really popular breakfast dish.
Oh, okay. I don't know about the spiciness of it, but I like ketchup on my eggs, so why wouldn't I like this?
Some people call them eggs in purgatory.
Eggs in hell. Yep, there you go. Okay.
So the red, so it's like the fiery pit.
So they could make that if they had a tomato sauce. It's hard to know, if they have a tomato sauce in certain places. So these are the weird things that people ask for at room service.
Dude, for real, up until today, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Neither did I. Shikshuka.
Shakshuka, yeah.
Shakshuka.
Like it.
Chika.
Okay, there's a woman who is going viral. Why? Well, it's all because her kid is a birthday cake crasher. You're going to hear from her at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades.
He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Guns N' Roses, coming to Climate Pledge Arena October 14th. Tool, coming to the Tacoma Dome on October 20th. You're gonna die! You're going to die for these tickets, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be an expensive thing if you want to go see both shows.
Not if we give you tickets.
That's very true.
And if you listen this week between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., we'll give you the code word, and then we'll have you text it to us. That's how you get qualified. 206-803-7625. Text that code word to us, and that's how you win tickets to both shows. And I have a code word for you right now. This is simple, okay? Because you know what you got to knock on, don't you? On the door. Okay, that's right. The code word is door. 206-803-7625. Text the code word door. Text it now. And that's your chance to win tickets to GNR and also to Tool. And both these tickets go on sale 10 o'clock tomorrow if you want to buy them.
Door.
But if you want to win them, text door to 206-803-7625. You want more info? You got it. KISW.com. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. We're back. There's a woman, and her name is Kat, and she's on TikTok going viral after she shared a story about her kid. She and her little daughter were playing in a park. The only other people that were there were a birthday group of kids, and Kat's daughter began playing with them. And when it came...
Party crasher. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, listen, you're at a park? And when it came time to have the birthday cake, the other mom took the cake away from Kat's daughter, scolding her for trying to crash their party. Whoa.
See, I could totally picture Tatum doing something like this. If she sees a bunch of kids, she's like social butterfly. And I could see her walking up, playing with them, and next thing you know, hey, time for cake. And then looking at me like, Daddy, can I have some cake? And I'd be like, I don't know what to do in this situation. But you would assume, I know if it was me and I'm having a party and some random kid showed up and we're having cake, hell yeah, have some cake, kid.
Here's Kat explaining what happened.
This is a question. Am I entitled or was this messed up? MK and I were at the park in my neighborhood and it was us and this birthday group, right? Literally just us and this birthday group. These kids are having their birthday party. MK's playing with them for half an hour. They're making friends. It was nice. It was actually very cute. Time to sing happy birthday. MK goes over. She's one of the group right now, all right? They're welcoming her with open arms. Or so I thought. I was wrong. Time to eat cake. I see MK. I see her intention of grabbing a piece of cake. So I, walk over to make sure it's okay. As a formality, honestly, I was like, obviously it's okay. It's cake. It's a massive cake. There's lots of leftover pieces. The mother takes the plate away from MK and gets down to her level, says, you cannot eat this cake, okay? This is not your birthday party. These are not your friend. Where's your mother?
Wow.
What's up with her voice?
It sounds like a SpongeBob filter.
It's a filter that a lot of people do. I'm assuming it's because people don't like either they don't like the sound of their own voice, so they put a different type of filter on it.
Put a filter on it that makes it even weirder?
That, or...
Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, she's talking, and...
I know, that's so... I don't... here's the thing. I'm afraid, sometimes I'm afraid to take a look at somebody's voice, because sometimes when somebody's transitioning, sometimes that's what goes on with their voice. So I don't know if
I don't think that's the case whatsoever.
No, this is... I've heard this voice filter used many times before.
What? Just use your regular voice. What? Now we have voice filters?
I'm thinking it also is sometimes people use these filters to kind of get into the whole... It's like a hashtag, if you will. So if they use the sound effect or filter, their stuff might get seen by other people.
I get that.
It'll spread faster.
That makes sense.
Because you're using a viral
Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, this woman's like, she's kind of a smoke show, but all of a sudden you hear that voice, and I'm like, what the hell's happening? Like, what is she, robot lady?
It literally reminded me of SpongeBob. It sounds like a SpongeBob filter.
You know what? Now that you say that, it does kind of have that vibe.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm glad you guys pointed that out, because when I was listening to it, I'm thinking it sounds like a weird voice, but I'm afraid to say anything about anybody because you just don't know what anyone's going through, and I don't want to be that jerk. So
and then here's me going, what's up with her voice?
Well, I mean, I thought the same thing you did. I'm just very wary to be that guy. And Okay, to me, I don't. Gosh, I just don't understand whatever generation she is. Where she makes a valid point, but then the filter, and then she wants to
takes
spread
away
around.
from it.
It really does.
But now I understand what Vicky's saying is that if the filter helps get more views, I understand that's a way to get more views.
So then, do you really care about the issue, or do you just want to get views?
Both. If I want to tell a story, you want to get social media engagement. Otherwise, why are you even posting it in the first place?
I feel like some people do post it to their friend group, thinking that maybe my friends can give me a little.
Post it on her TikTok page.
Well, don't you? I don't know how TikTok works. Is it like Facebook, where the only TikToks you see are the ones you subscribe to?
So you have two sections. You have where the people that you subscribe to, you can watch all their stuff, like in a feed, if you will, and it'll just come up randomly. Or you can go to what's called your For You page, or the FYP, and it'll start. Like if you let's say you like board games, it'll send you board game stuff. It kind of the algorithm will kind of cater it to you and based on stuff you like. So if people that kind of like her other content might see it on their For You page.
Okay, so if they like something that she did, because I'm thinking, how many people hey, tell me more about birthday cake stealing kids. I'm like, how many of them out there?
She's got 10 million followers, whoever this woman is.
So this was long before the birthday cake thing. If she's got 10 million followers,
she has 540 million likes on her videos.
What has she done before this? Why is she in anybody then? I would love to know why.
It seems like she just posts random videos of her just looking hot.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? It's just and then a weird voice. You got the hot woman with the weird, because that voice is not hot at all. What is that voice?
I don't know.
Right. Oh, dude, you're right, dude. She in that picture there. Okay. Wow. Okay, I can see why anybody would be subscribing to this. It's a little weird though, because she's got a baby on her back.
Well, it's like wholesome. It's like wholesome videos, but she's also very attractive.
Yeah, I kind of don't like mixing the two.
All right, well, no, clearly she's not doing this for you. She's doing it for the 10 million other people that are.
Yeah, I would like to talk to dudes like, how are you not like feeling weird because there's a baby on her back while she's bouncing around looking hot? I feel like that's just my brain goes, no, I don't want to see the baby. I just want to see you.
Right.
Oh, and there she is again. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, she's doing makeup. All right. So
let's get back to the kid part, where all of a sudden this.
Oh, we should get back to that.
I'm just a little. I don't even know how I would react. I would have to like bite my cheek so hard to not want to say, why are you being a bitch about
the mom
this?
with the cake? It's an epic fail. You're in a public place. You've got to know that little kids are just being little kids, feeling like they get to be a part of anything. That's what happens at a playground. Little kids don't have the ridiculousness that we do as adults. You have an easier time just thinking, oh, hey, you're a little kid, I'm a little kid, let's go play. I mean, that's what happens. So, of course, don't you want to...
These are not your friends.
Well, yeah, what a horrible thing to say.
How you make friends?
Yeah, that mom's a douche. I hate to say it.
We literally went to the park yesterday, Lily and I, and she's like, Dad, there's some kids. Can I go make friends with them? And I was like, yeah, go. Now I don't have to play hide and seek with you.
Right. I'll just keep an eye on you.
Yeah, no, it's great when she goes, and it's the same. I mean, I know Tatum's younger, but it's like the same kind of thing. If they go and they are social when they're that young, it's great because they make friends with all the kids.
Tatum's got the move, man, because she'll go up to like kids that are like 9 or 10 and like, this isn't going to go well. She's 3. Like, there's no chance they're going to want to hang out with her. But then she just kind of stares at them, doesn't say anything, and just kind of like it's just like weaved her way into whatever they're doing. If they're doing cartwheels, she tries her terrible attempt at cartwheels, which is hilarious. And next thing you know, they're all trying to help her do a cartwheel. I'm like, this kid has figured it out. She says nothing. She just looks cute and tries cartwheels and wins over 9-year-olds.
And this kid probably won over the kids at the birthday party. I'm sure they would have been happy to share stuff with her.
Well, yeah, they're probably like, let's play with this kid.
And it's a sheet cake. Really? I honestly...
I like how the woman was like, I went over there to make sure it was okay, but I figured it was just a formality. And then, no, shut down.
That's BS.
I love it. Someone said maybe you need to teach your kids some manners and not to grab what's not theirs.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Not there.
I was ready to be like, really, lady? You're just letting your kid grab things. But the fact that this other lady not only said that awful thing, like, these are not your friends.
I love that line.
The only reason I would maybe say, like, okay, don't give a kid you don't know cake because you don't know their allergies and everything. But no, this lady's a full-on B. Like, why? Like, if the mom's there and asks if it's okay, why wouldn't you? Especially if your kid made a new friend.
Yeah, that's... Ugh. I mean, look...
What if you're noticing that the cake is getting a little bit like there's less and less pieces, and you're like, I haven't had a piece yet. And now all of a sudden, this stupid kid comes over and is taking my piece.
Well, that depends. If you're the adult, yeah, then you have if you're a father or mother, yeah, make sure you get your piece.
Yeah,
I mean that's got to be. I feel like you should have your piece for the kids, all the kids. It's like, you know what? I bought this cake. Make sure I get mine.
Yeah, so I follow that lady on TikTok. She's pretty hilarious, actually.
Oh, all right. I hate the voice, but then again, I'm an old person. But I think she makes an excellent point. I wonder, though, if it's real, but I'm going to say I'm going to, because sometimes I think these scenarios, I wonder.
I know. There are times I see someone share a story on, Twitter, and I'm, reading this story, there's no way this happened.
Come
and then,
on.
As soon as I think it, somebody comments, and they post, the meme that just says, I don't believe anything you said, or something along those lines. I'm like, okay, it's not just me. This just seems... There's been times, something's happened with me and Tatum, I'm like, that just seems so ridiculous. I'm not even going to post it. If it's, a fun story, or if it's, a fun... Unless I have proof, because it's, this just seems so over the top. No one's even going to believe it.
Seems like you're making it up for the
laughs, even if I'm not.
Yeah, teaching your kid manners and all of that is just they're playing together. The manners happened. The kids accepted her to the point where she felt like she could go get a piece of cake because they were all hanging. And I don't think the kids would have had a problem with that. It's the adults that had the problem, which, of course, adults are always the problem. And, as much of a cranky guy as I am, I think that the adults of the cake people failed.
Now, if I was a parent and I went over and grabbed a piece of cake, then I might be like, dude, what are you doing? What are you...
Oh, you got to get offered.
Yeah.
You got to get...
your kid can get the cake, but...
But I'm looking out for you. As the adult, I'm looking at you as the parent, and I know me. I like me some cake. I would hey, dude, how about a piece of cake? Hey, I'm glad your kid got to hang out. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, you're a decent human being. Cake is the universal language of love.
Let Tatum get the cake, and then be like, okay, we should go over here real quick, and then I take a couple bites, and then we go back over there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good way.
Yeah.
That's
that way, at least I know I get some.
at that point, it's like we do it with pets, don't we? Doesn't everybody get friendly when they're at a park with pets? Randos you don't know? No, you mean I see that. I see people talking to each other all the time that have pets, and I look at it and go, nobody's talking to me because I got no pet.
At the park we were at yesterday, there was some parents there that were straight up screaming at kids, and not even kids that were their own. Lily was not playing with those kids, but just profanity.
Why?
And
Why?
I don't know. I think it was because the scenario I came up with in my head was that these parents didn't want to hang out with their kids, so they brought them to the park because they were sitting in their car and literally screaming obscenities from the parking lot in their car at their kids to get in line and this, that, and the other. And I was like, these are just miserable people.
We are so miserable to humans, and yet better to pets. This is a phenomenon I can't understand.
Bro.
But you see it. How is that possible? They're little kids. Little kids, maybe they misbehave, maybe they don't know what's going on, but they're still little kids, and little kids usually work it out for the most part. You yelling profanities? That's not, unless someone's about to put somebody's eye out. Why do you got to get involved and yell at anything? And yet
no cake for them, apparently, right?
Oh, dude, that's distressing. And yet, boy, people with pets, they're nice as hell to each other. I don't know what the difference is. I feel like kids are cute, aren't they?
Yeah, if you don't have a kid, though, maybe you don't care, Well,
I don't have a pet, and I don't care, and everybody thinks I'm the Antichrist.
Yeah.
But when it's little kids...
Have you tried sniffing the butt of a pet? That's usually
Yeah, I'm not into that. No. But I like little kids. Little kids, to me, I'm like, I don't care who they are. They're cute, and be nice to them. No?
No, BJ, be mean to them. No, I don't know what to say.
But look what Danny ran into. How do you get mad at a little kid?
I don't know. I don't know those people. They're probably just giant buttholes. That's all I know.
Yeah. Giant buttholes. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
In late 2005, Dr. Phil began writing an advice column for what internet dating site?
I'm going to go with Plenty of Fish.
No.
Matchmaker.
Yeah.
Matchfinder.
No.
Matchmaker?
No.
She gave you a clue and you still couldn't do it.
I couldn't hash it out.
You couldn't hash it out. Match.com. That's the one. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:47.
That was hilarious.
On the Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Call State Farm agent Terry Stash in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hello, I'm actor and small business owner Ty Burrell, and I'm going to tell you how Innovation Refund's network of independent tax attorneys help eligible small businesses file for the ERC. Also, they're letting me play with the soundboard, and I love it. They analyze and interpret ERC claims to help businesses get the refund amounts they may qualify for. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. All right, we gotta pick these M's back up. You guys, I tell you, we got to buy the lucky shirts.
Yes, they're not so lucky these days.
Well, or are people just not really buying into the luck?
Or is the team just not that good?
Okay, let's not bring that into it. We can't entertain that possibility.
We still love you, Mariners. Come on.
Yeah. So you want to show your love for the M's and KISW? You can do both now with the KISW baseball shirt. We got them at the Rock Shop, and these are, three-quarter sleeve styles and two to choose from, home and away. I'm wearing the home today, as a matter of fact.
Well, you should wear the away tomorrow, then.
Oh, sure.
I don't know why.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see what happens. They are. I mean, they were on the road. I don't know if they still are on the road.
I think they're going to be on the road against in Los Angeles against the Angels.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, against the Angels. We got to find a way to win. We really do. We're playing teams that are better than us.
We need to just score more than them.
Yes, we do. And you need to score one of these shirts, home or away, the KISW baseball shirt at the Rock Shop at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Matt from Granite Falls is. Matt, are you there?
I am here.
Hello, Matt. All right.
And the reason and the reason why the Mariners are losing is because you guys got rid of Mitch Haniger. That's why.
Really? That's the only reason?
I told Danny to not get rid of him, and he still did it.
Yeah, Danny.
Matt, you can't talk to a baseball geek and say stupid things. I'm just going to tell you that right now. No, you just can't say stupid things.
They got rid of. How are the Giants doing?
The Giants are
really
okay.
good.
They're okay.
Because of
They're my team.
Mitch Haniger.
Oh, yeah. All right. Where are the Giants? Are they in first? I know they were tied for first for a while. Where are they now?
We're third in the NL West.
Yeah, okay. That's not fantastic. Arizona's actually doing better than they are, which is surprising to me.
Yeah.
One game over 500, and we're one game under 500.
Yeah, so they were, come on, buddy.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, before BJ gets even more upset with Matt, Steve, get out of here.
All right.
Jeez. For those playing at home, Matt has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be. Let's go.
Let's go. Who did Britney Spears kiss on stage at the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards?
Ooh, good one.
Eminem?
No.
No, pass.
What was the first soft drink to be consumed in outer space?
Pepsi.
No.
Coke?
Yes. Hippophobia is having the fear of what animal?
Hippos?
No.
Pass.
What video game features the character Lara Croft?
Tomb Raider.
Yes. Garter, corn, and boomslang are all types of what reptile?
Snake.
Yes. In the late 90s, Carmen Electra married what basketball player?
Dennis Rodman.
Yes. What was the first movie by Pixar to receive a rating higher than G in the United States?
Pass. And I think the Britney Spears one was Madonna.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
If you had 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and 1 nickel, how much money do you have?
3 quarters, 2 dimes, and 1 nickel. I would have 50 cents.
You would have a what?
75 cents.
No. 5 correct.
You know what, Matt? You really need to take a look at your baseball knowledge as well as a few other things.
Oh, hey, 5. Middle of the road.
Yeah.
You know, not good.
We're going to look up the stats on Mitch Haniger, too, to see if, in fact, Matt is really.
Are we?
Oh, we are.
You're still stuck on that, aren't you?
I'm going to put Steve on the job. We're going to look up the stats of Mitch Haniger to see if
he's batting really above 200 right now. That's all I know.
He's batting 229.
Yeah, 229, too. Seriously?
4 home runs.
Yeah, 4 home. Yeah, he would be just like everybody else on the team, sucking.
Oh my gosh. I have a feeling BJ's rooting for Steve on this one. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Let's go. I'm doing it for Mitch Haniger.
Yeah, please.
Who did Britney Spears kiss on stage at the 2003?
Madonna.
Yes. What was the first soft drink to be consumed in outer space?
I'm going to go Coca-Cola.
You are correct.
Good job, buddy.
Hippophobia is having the fear of what animal?
Hippopotamuses?
No.
What was the question?
Hippophobia is having the fear
Spiders.
of what
No. Giraffes.
No. What video game features the character Lara Croft?
Tomb Raider.
Yes. Garter, corn, and boomslang are all types of what reptile?
Iguana?
No.
Salamander?
No.
Chameleon?
No. In the late 90s, yes.
Damn it, garden.
In the late 90s, Carmen Electra married what basketball
Dennis
player?
Rodman.
Yes. What was the first movie by Pixar to receive a rating higher than G in the United States?
Toy Story.
No.
The Incredibles.
Yes. If you had 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and 1 nickel, how much money do you have?
$1.
Yes. The hard cider company Angry Orchard was founded in what early 2010s year?
I'm going to go 2011.
No.
2010.
No.
2012.
Yes. Beginning with C, what is the real first name of Snoop Dogg?
Calvin.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 correct.
Oh,
which
Matt.
is a win. 8
Matt.
out of 5.
Matt. What
Did it for Mitch.
Have a good day, you guys.
Yeah,
You too, my friend.
Go Giants, Matt. There you go. Wow, on every level, Matt lost that one.
Yeah.
Every level.
Don't say stupid stuff to a baseball fan.
It's true. I mean, you know I'm a geek. So, yeah. You can say other stupid sports stuff and I won't be able to pick up on it, but yeah.
I did think about Mitch Haniger recently with how they've been playing. I'm like, maybe they just miss, I'm not saying they're missing his stats, but maybe they miss his leadership.
It's possible. You're right, Steve. I mean, leadership in the dugout makes a difference. That's for sure.
Yeah, his vibe, his good energy, you know, who knows?
The intangibles.
I really do believe that the pitch clock and stuff has really just screwed up a lot of people because the batters also have to be in the batter's box by a certain time.
Yeah, but it affects everybody.
That's why I think you're seeing a lot of players who you go, wow, you're better than this, and they're not. I think, and also pitchers as well, because the Mariners, we've seen guys just not be as good as they were last year, and it's got to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know hippophobia is having the fear of what animal? That's the only one you two got wrong.
Oh,
cats,
what?
Dogs,
cats,
No.
birds,
horses.
Oh, right, because
Yeah.
there is I was trying to figure out it's got to be something Latin, right? To what we call like horses. Because where would the hippo come from? It's got to be a Latin word somewhere.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because whenever you ever heard horses called hippo anything?
Never.
See? So I bet it's Latin.
Well, congratulations, Steve, on beating that.
Hypdongophobia is fear of a horse's unit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that.
Well,
They are quite frightening.
unless you go to Enumclaw, some people aren't afraid of the horses unit until it's too late.
Every so often, I start thinking about that time at the fair just like a few months ago when my wife and I walked into the little horse area and we heard the collective gasps of everyone else that saw what we were about to see, which was a horse's mule, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That happened to J. Rose and I, too.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those, it's like a car wreck, kind of.
You can't stop looking.
You don't want to look, but then you look some more, but then you feel weird about looking.
And the horse looks at you like, yeah, you know it. They don't look embarrassed by it. They're just
No.
like, you know.
Yeah, they're just standing there proud.
I mean, they are a pretty big creature, so you would expect that, commensurately speaking,
It's
they
still
would be
shocking,
They would
though.
be packing some lumber.
And I'll never stop laughing at the fact that the first thing my wife thought was, "Do you remember that story from Enum Claw?" I'm like, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, how did that person think it was a good idea?
Yeah, that guy. I mean, I don't know if I should say his name anymore because maybe his family's like, please don't.
Yeah.
But that
The
dude,
guy.
yeah, that dude was he was receiving.
Yes.
He was receiving everything the horse was willing to put on the table.
The whole perforated colon line makes a lot more
It's
sense
like,
when you get to see what
yeah. Because it's like, man, I mean, at least if you're female, that is designed for, almost anything, because that's what, stuff is supposed to go into the garage. But in this particular instance, it's like, no, I don't think, and even, like, maybe some things can go in that garage, but not.
Well, like for instance,
Mr.
right
Ed.
now I have a loaner car, and it's like a Mazda CX-9 or whatever it is. Way too long for my garage.
Yes.
And you know that.
Yeah.
Yes. You just look at it and know just not to try.
You go back, like, I think I need a CX-5. It'll fit more comfortably in my garage.
It's a little more compact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't think I was going to use a Mazda for a frame of reference, but here we are.
Good for you, buddy.
Yes.
It is time for...
Nice cars, though.
There you go. Well, nice garage as well. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. What do you want to talk about? You can call us. You can text us. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. And we'll take those calls. We'll take those texts at 9:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above. 206-803-ROCK, that's the number to call. That is also the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. You know how Steve is, though. He's got his rule.
It's a simple rule. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we have to gong you. And then say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old man.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
So just say, Migs, did you go to the Kraken team equipment sale yesterday? I did not. And I, of course, now not regret it because I just don't have the money to drop.
What is this?
So a lot of teams do this, and it's really cool that they do. So they offer a chance for people to go to, like, for instance, yesterday at the Kraken Community Iceplex, they have all the equipment, or most of the equipment, that the players were using during the season that's not going to be used next season.
Whoa.
So that locals can just go there and buy the equipment.
Wow.
At a discounted price. So, like, you could go get, like, the pants, or, like, the look like shorts, but they call them pants, the shells, or helmets, or gloves, or used sticks, new sticks. Like, they just sell it all. And that was happening yesterday. I think, like, season ticket holders got to go in early, and then everybody else waited in line, and you get to go through. I did see somebody on one of these goalie Facebook groups that I'm a part of, a lady who ended up buying Philip Grubauer's goalie pads, and I was like, that's amazing.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, so now she's got the pads and the blocker and all that kind of stuff, and they were selling, like, the goalie sticks too. So I was like, I saw it, I thought about it. I'm like, if I go there, I'm going to spend money that I do not have.
Yep.
But because it's just so cool to have, like, even though, like, you're spending a good chunk of change for used equipment, but it's still, according to her, like, it was like half the price of what it would have been to get them new.
Okay. I mean, that does seem like a good value. Plus, you got that whole, like, it's getting used.
Yeah, like, there's something cool about being able to say, like, I got the gear that Philip Grubauer was rocking during the playoffs.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay.
Oh,
Bless you.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, so I did not go, but that would have been fun to go. Hockey bags as well. So, like, any of that stuff was like they were selling. It was just
if it's cheaper than new and it was a Kraken used item, why not?
I wouldn't mind getting a hockey, like the gear bag. That would have been kind of cool to get. I think they were going for like $100 or so, which is way cheaper than if you bought it new, and you get the Kraken, logo on there.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
You're definitely paying a little bit for the story. But that's
still better than, if it's in decent shape, why not?
And if you get there, you get a decent deal, as opposed to, then there's also people who go and buy a bunch of stuff and then they put it up on, like, these auction sites. And I saw some of that and I was like, oh, they marked those prices up. Yeah. And they can.
I guess that is like, it's like the garage sale, yard sale people. They feel like, the legwork is what they do, and a person will just pay because of you did the legwork. I'll pay extra just to get the item.
Yeah. So I did not make it out there, but that would have been a lot of fun to go check out.
I wonder if other sports do that. I've never heard of this.
I don't know if any other sports do. Hockey does it quite a bit.
That's pretty cool.
Even the T-Birds have done that. And I've actually gotten some stuff from the T-Birds before where they do the end of the year hockey sale where they sell all the gear. And it was just great because hockey's not cheap.
No.
And if someone is new to hockey and wants to get some gear, it's a good way to egg the fun story of owning a pro team's gear, but also getting it for a decent price.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it surely brings you closer. I think it really bonds you with the community even more.
Absolutely.
When you do stuff like that.
I'm glad they did it, so I'm looking forward to next year.
Boy, hockey really does a lot of things right. They really do.
Yeah, but I mean, the other sports, you don't really like, I don't know. Could the Seahawks do I guess fans would love to have some used gear, but it's not like you would use it anywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, like Tyler Lockett's jockstrap.
Maybe a jersey, maybe a helmet. You would definitely display a helmet somewhere. You'd wear a jersey somewhere, maybe.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
gloves.
Maybe if you're a goalie, you use the blockers, but at the same time, you probably wouldn't mind having those blockers hanging on a wall either.
I would have loved to have just got my hands. I don't know if they were selling them like their practice jerseys.
Oh yeah,
those you just can't buy anywhere, and that would be so sick to have. Cracking practice jersey.
Yes.
Don't they auction those off though all the time?
Yeah, a lot of times they do.
Damn. Which because every
not
single
the practice ones necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Like you're talking about like some of the ones that they wear during warm-ups.
Warm-ups. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure they do auction off the practice jerseys too.
Yeah, it's true. The warm-up jerseys, man. I wish they would just sell those because there's so many cool ones that they come out with.
They've done a couple nice ones.
Can I just give a hot, outdated take?
Yes.
Hockey will never work here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
This one, I really feel like it's important to give that hot, outdated take.
Never. This team will never do well.
Never do well here.
And if we get one, they're going to be out within a season. They're going to suck.
They're going to be out. Yeah, done.
Dude, it's crazy right now because like someone even texted me and said, "Do you think that the Florida Panthers even have a chance of making this a series?" I don't. I think this is Vegas' year.
It's hard to when you see how Florida and I was following for a while because obviously I'm a Bruins fan.
Yeah.
Florida, like you said, their goalie was just unstoppable. It seemed like
Bobrovsky. Yeah.
And the problem is the Knights have been scoring goals left and right, and it's hard unless they really regroup and find out whatever magic they had, and Bobrovsky gets back to being the wall that he was. But it's hard to believe when you've seen what you've seen in the first two games.
But you never know. I mean, crazier things have happened, obviously, and they came back from a 3-0 deficit, and they did. I'm looking back on the scores. I thought they were a lot closer. There were a couple blowouts during that series with the Bruins and the Panthers, where they lost one game 6-2. So I mean, they could come back.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to believe that Vegas was a better team than Boston in the playoffs. Like, it just goes to show you playoff hockey. Vegas seems to be the much better playoff team than the Bruins were for sure. And it looks like by a long shot just to how they're matching up against the Panthers.
I wish I was in Vegas, though, if they do win this. How much fun is Vegas going to be that night that they win this? Because this is the first. Yeah. This could be the first pro sports championship for the city, right?
Yeah, because they only have the Raiders.
Right.
They just had them, for a year or two, right?
Right, because Vegas was the first pro sports team, at least within our generation.
And they're supposed to get the athletics, so they're going to get baseball. Basketball's got to be coming around the corner because you hear about us and them getting the expansion.
Yeah, I heard the rumors next year's All-Star break is supposedly when the announcements are going to be made, and a lot of people believe it's going to be Vegas and Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, that's just insanity to think that Vegas is going to become a four-sport town, even though with all the betting, I am so surprised. But see, betting has now become so much more acceptable it just makes sense now that, who doesn't want to go to Vegas and have the ultimate vacation? Watching your favorite team, visiting Vegas, betting on those games. Yeah, Vegas is becoming the spot for sports.
It's so funny. Like both towns are. If you were probably just sunny, like watching the games in pools and just partying, it's like Florida and then Vegas. Like, okay, this is not very hockey.
You're right.
It's kind of funny,
and it's not the original six for sure.
Oh no, far from it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I think this is exciting. I obviously would like to see Seattle be the first expansion team of recent years to win a cup, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah,
I think this is Vegas
unless
year.
the Panthers figure it out.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean they might be able to. It's not like we're experts to be able to because adjustments can be made. And a 2-0 deficit isn't insurmountable. If they lose a third one, then you really
tonight's
yeah.
But even then, they thought that was Boston. So
yeah, you're
crazier
right.
things have happened.
You're in your home barn. You got to hope that you can get some magic and figure out a way to stop Vegas and oh man.
So earlier you guys were talking smack about jelly-filled donuts.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you, if you haven't had a jelly fill until you have a jelly-filled Timbit.
Ooh, you know what? I haven't had a jelly-filled Timbit. Again, I don't like to waste my Timbits or my donut holes or my Dunkin' Munchkins, whatever you're getting. Yeah, I don't want to waste them on jelly-filled. I like the glazed. I mean, that's my favorite, or the chocolate glazed, Timbit. But I am willing to try it if the jelly is really good. See, sometimes the jelly's not good, and look, spoiler alert, and it's not that big of a deal.
Overly sugary. It doesn't really taste like there's a fruit in it.
Dunkin's donuts, and we don't have them here, but when I go back to Boston, which is where Dunkin' started, it is such a huge disappointment of how bad that product has become. Their donuts are just awful.
It's gotten so bad they got rid of the donuts in the name of their store.
Yeah.
It's just Dunkin'.
It is so processed, and however they do it, they used to be made fresh, and they're competing with, I would imagine, the boutique donut stores. They got to have them in Boston. I just don't know. But you think of the Top Pots around here and Legendary, you can't have a crappy donut, can you, and compete with that kind of stuff? But somehow they're still doing it, and they're not good. I just every time I buy a Dunkin', it's just man, this is not what I grew up with. This sucks.
But their K-Cups are phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, can't argue with that. The coffee, Dunkin's always been famous for their coffee, and you're right, the K-Cups are good.
We keep going with the food talk. Someone said, did you guys hear that Jack in the Box is working with Snoop Dogg for a Snoop meal?
Nice.
I did not know that until I just did a quick search, and yes, there is Snoop's Munchie Meal available at Jack in the Box.
That is a marriage that I'm surprised hasn't happened earlier.
Well, it starts in 4 days, June 12th.
Yeah.
And it includes a spicy sauced and loaded chicken sandwich, a classic taco, medium curly fries, a baked brownie, and a Sprite.
That is, I think at this point...
Can I change the Sprite? Do I have to get a Sprite?
Oh, my God, look at the commercial with Jack dressed up like Snoop.
Jack and Snoop are just wearing a velvet-looking suit.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
Gold chains.
Dude, that's brilliant. That's genius.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Snoop's
genius.
Munchie Meal.
I will try it.
What does Jack and Box be like? Look, as soon as it's possible, we're going to start selling weed out of here, too.
It's an interesting situation with Jack because they've always been on the edge. They know where they are in the world of fast food. You've got McDonald's, you've got Burger King, and where does Jack fit into all of that? Because, of course, you got Taco Bell. You've got to have a brand and a vibe, and I think you're right, Steve.
They are catering to the stoners.
When do they become a dispensary?
Yeah.
When do they just finally go Jack in the Box dispensary?
Yeah.
Here's when. You want to know when? When it's no longer a federal crime.
Oh, yeah. When it's federally legal, I think they'll even entertain it. Have a munchie section.
You still
edibles.
They could take the chance and go, F you, federal. In some states, we're going to do this. And if anyone's got money, Jack's got the money to fight the federal government about it. But I think that they're just why do we even bother until it gets... And, man, someday they're going to make it federal, for crying out loud. I don't understand these states that just don't get on board and go, let's just make it federal.
It's got a text of Danny. What's been your daughter's favorite thing to do since she's been staying with you so far?
Ooh, I bet hang with Joey D's.
Yeah,
her favorite uncle,
Joey Breadsticks.
Yeah.
Get the name right,
Joey Breadsticks. Yeah.
No, honestly, it's been going to the beaches. We've been hitting all just a bunch of different beaches. So we went to Dash Point State Park the other day.
Oh, we took our engagement photos there. That's a great great beach.
I was Lynn and I looked at each other and we were like, "How have we never been to this place?"
Where
before?
is that?
Federal Way.
Federal Way. It's almost down, almost all the way to Tacoma. But
yeah,
we went out there.
Oh, I've never heard of Dash Point.
Dude, we didn't either until Iron Mike, who did our engagement photos. He's like, "Hey, let's do them at Dash Point Beach." I'm like, "Dude, can we keep it in Washington State?" I didn't even know this was an area. And then we got there. I'm like, "This is the best kept secret."
So the other day we went when the tide was out, and you can walk for literally probably a half a mile when the water goes out.
Really?
And we found they had the beach naturalists there, and so they go and tell you all about the life that's out there when the tide goes down. We found sand dollars. We found we saw crabs, and she was just like this, and they are there to tell you all about them. They're from the Seattle Aquarium.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool having a little tour guide almost.
Dude, it was awesome, and she was just having a blast. And then we went to Del Taco afterwards. So
that's always a thing.
Yeah.
Is it a rocky beach or a sandy beach?
It's kind of it's not even really I don't know what the actual beach is because it was so far out. It seemed sandy though, but then like once the tide was out, it's just all sand.
It's not a lot of sand.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
if you go to like Carkeek Park, or like that, it's that rocky, rocky right to the water.
I wouldn't say it's like a type of beach where you want to walk barefoot, though.
Right.
Oh, really?
You know, because there's like shells, broken shells. You know, it's not, at least from what I remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't like some beaches where you go and it's just sand. And you're like, okay, every once in a while you see a little bit, maybe a broken shell here and there. Whereas here it's like, I think you might cut your foot.
That's why you want sand shoes, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, whatever they call them, where it's like they fit over your feet and you have a full bottom, and then there's a net on top.
Aqua socks?
Is that what they are? Aqua socks?
That's what I call them.
Well, aqua socks are socks. These are shoes that actually have a hard bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, do they call those aqua socks? Because I thought well, either way, those are cool for walking around on the rocky places around here. Because you get to let your feet get wet because you don't care if they get wet because the water comes on. They're fully breathable because it's just a netting.
It's been really cool just seeing like her love all of the beach stuff. And so we go to Alki all the time and we look for like shells and, you know, it's just, but that's she doesn't really do a lot in Tucson because it's too hot out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
coming here.
How much water's out there, too? There's really not a lot of water out there in Tucson either.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Have you tried the Marymore Park Beach?
No.
That's got a beach area too, which I did not know. I mean, I've been to Marymore Park to see shows, and then I went walking there last year, and all of a sudden there's like a whole bunch of sand right up to the water. Okay.
So we camped at Dash Point last summer. Hands down, one of our favorite spots now.
Really cool.
I got to check it out. You can walk out on, and another beach there as well. It's really nice.
Wow.
A half a mile beach walk, you said, though? Danny's nice.
Well, especially when
That's
you're not
cool.
expecting that. Because we looked up the low tide schedule because we definitely wanted to go look for sand dollars. That was kind of our thing. And when we got there, it was just like, you know, so much open space you could just go walk in.
And that's on the Sound, right? Is that where it's on the Sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know about that because, you know, you kind of like that. You know, you go to the coast, and unfortunately, you know, depending upon the weather, the Oregon coast or the Washington coast, some people love the wind and the storm. But, you know, if you're at a beach in the summer, you want it to be like a beach in the summer. And sometimes that's not always the case with the Washington coast. So that's cool. You get to go to Fetty Way for that. How about 20-something years, Steve? I didn't know anything about that.
I didn't know until 15 years ago.
Dang. Look at us. We were today years old.
Bunch of losers.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. You can call us. You can text us at 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:35.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
They called him the most powerful man in Hollywood, and he really was for decades.
He extended his tentacles like an octopus throughout the entire entertainment industry.
Mr. Lou Wasserman.
This is Glitter and Might, an Odyssey Originals documentary podcast series written and narrated by me, Sean Levy. All episodes are available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call State Farm agent Sierra Belleville in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text.
Fun facts about Dash Point Park are now coming in by a text because Danny was just there with his daughter. So it said, hey, BJ, the pier at Dash Point Beach is also a lot of fun. And Kathy would love the Italian restaurant right there, too.
There's a pier enough where you got restaurants on Dash Point?
Whoa.
That's legit.
I don't think the restaurants are on the pier.
I mean, because I know piers in California that are like that, where the pier goes out and they got all sorts of...
The restaurants are not on the pier, but they're there by the beach.
That's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm going to have to check that out.
I think there was like a lobster shop was there at one point. I'm not sure if it's still there. I think that one's no longer there, but there's some restaurants there.
I got to say, Fetty Way, look, it's not, you guys don't have a lot going for you. I mean, if you live there, maybe you do, but what, the Commons or whatever it's now called, I don't know what that mall is.
Kent?
The Commons, I thought was Fetty Way.
Okay, maybe you're right.
Yeah, and but I could be wrong. But yeah, how would we not know? Like this, I would be screaming and yelling about this great place. You got restaurants, you got water. How is that not like that? They
I think it's more like you got restaurant.
Oh, that's it.
Dude, it's not. Don't go there expecting like it's like this. Like it's nice.
Well, you said the pier is something. I mean, I know what a pier is.
It's just like a long walk on a pier. It's not like.
Yeah, well, then why is that a big deal?
Well, because it's nice if you go out into the water. It's nothing, but it's not huge. Don't picture like a California pier. Where, like, there's all these,
yeah. I mean, we got those.
It's just like a little pier.
Oh, dude, we have that on Mercer Island. That's no big deal.
Okay,
I mean, it's nice.
That's why I was like, you're getting all fired up. I'm like, I don't know if you want to get too fired up, BJ. Like, there's a restaurant.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the texter. It's like, dude,
it's nice.
Can't oversell this. Come on.
They didn't really. They said it's fun, and they said there's an Italian restaurant there too. We didn't say there's a ton of restaurants.
Well, I was thinking big. You're right.
Yeah, you created a whole thing in your head.
Well, I mean, look, a pier. Has that ever been on a pier before that goes a little bit and comes back? I mean, it's okay. No?
Well, it's nice. And a nice day. You're standing above the water.
Okay, I'm just saying you guys need to get out a little bit more.
So we went from this is the greatest place ever to now.
Now I understand why maybe people aren't talking about it a whole lot. It's like it's a nice place if you're down in that vicinity.
Yes,
but maybe it's not the place you go to all the time. Maybe there's better places.
This Italian restaurant looks fantastic.
Oh, really?
Gino's Restaurant.
Gino's,
and
I'm there.
They have they have wings, which is funny that they have an Italian restaurant, but mozzarella sticks, chicken and parmesan.
Here's the thing,
parmesan, Steve.
Hey.
There's Italian. So this is an Italian restaurant that you would find in basically a what do you call those? Like a amusement park community Italian restaurant. You know, where even though it's Italian, is it really Italian? They have sauce on stuff.
Wow.
Oh, so you went from being like, this is the greatest place. This is an unfound gem to now it's just a bunch of wannabe stuff. Wannabe pier, wannabe Italian food.
You know how it's an Americanized version of an Italian restaurant, which is great.
Until you try.
Yeah,
well, he already told me the menu. You kind of know. If you've been running around and you do a lot of traveling in smaller towns,
Mr.
you know.
Cultured over here.
I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, look, it's not
they
like
have chicken nuggets.
No.
For kids.
They got to if it's
not,
fried.
It's not a real restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, usually, mozzarella sticks. They got to have some fried chicken, something, right?
I don't think so.
They have chicken parmesan. You just cut it up for her. I mean, it's pretty much what you want.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking shots. They have pizza. They probably have pizza.
Well, yeah,
right?
It's part of their name.
Yeah.
Pizza and pasta, I think.
Oh, I know Gino's. Actually, Gino's has a few places around Washington State.
Maple Valley, Tacoma, and Federal Way.
I've been to the MV, I think.
Oh, yeah?
And look, it's good, but it's not like, if you think Italian restaurant, you're thinking a little different. I'm trying to think of a place around here that we know is a great Italian restaurant. I can't think of one, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but I can't.
Jollibee.
Yeah, great Italian restaurant.
They have spaghetti.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Still haven't tried Jollibee spaghetti. I know that I heard the sauce is like good, but not what you would expect. It's like because it's is it a Filipino restaurant?
Yes, I think so.
So they have their own flavor of here's what we think tomato sauce.
You're really doing a good job selling it. It's good. Not what you expect.
Exactly.
That's a roller coaster.
I was literally told of that. That's what I was told by Caesar. He's like, look, dude, it's good, but it's not the tomato sauce you know.
Okay. I mean, okay. I just feel like we're going from the glass seems pretty half full, and then it becomes half empty rather quickly.
Sorry, Fetty Way. Well, now we're starting to see.
So now you're just crabbing all over Federal Way.
Well, I think you got to do better.
I love Federal Way, personally. I'm going to go out there and say that's one of my favorite cities in Seattle.
Well, how come you haven't moved there yet?
I actually have looked into it many times because
he's just got a lease. He's got to get out of it.
Got to get to the Del Taco, man.
Dude, I will say, if you got a Dash Point Park, and Federal Way's got to be a little bit more affordable because, you've got a ways you're traveling. You're like, a little closer to Tacoma than you are to Seattle, but you're on your way. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's not a bad way to go. I don't know what houses cost out there, but if you got Dash Point Park, Gino's, and a Del Taco, what do you need, Steve?
Well, according to you, a lot more.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm fancy.
It's not good enough.
I'm
Mercer Island.
I'm super fancy. What do you want from me? It is Listeners on the Loose.
Says the pier's been closed for 2 years.
Okay, you know what?
I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know our texters are so unreliable.
They are.
They really are.
They just make stuff up, and I read it.
206, I know. You are unreliable. 206-803 Rock, that's the number. Let's go to Johnny Brown and Edsmond.
Edsmond?
Hey, how's Edsmond doing, Johnny Brown?
Johnny Brown.
Hey, Steve. Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, Johnny. What you got for us, buddy?
Hey, you guys were talking about cream-filled donuts.
Cream what?
Cream-filled donuts, BJ.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time. Okay, yes, cream-filled donuts. I love cream-filled donuts, yes.
Have you ever had cream-filled fry bread? A Native American fry bread.
Wait.
I don't even know about this.
I know about fried dough. You get that. I love fried dough that you get at all the fairs. You're saying they take fried dough and fill it with cream?
Oh, man, there's a place out at Tulalip. His name's Ryan, and he's got a food truck. He made the best food truck in the Pacific Northwest of 2022. His name on his truck is Ryan's Recipe. REZ/IPES.
Oh, that's clever. Recipe. I love that.
Delicious. You can sprinkle sugar on it, butter, jam, but you infuse it with chocolate or vanilla. Woo!
You know what?
We're talking some lava.
Vicky, I'm going to ask you just because when I was
Johnny Brown, thank you,
Johnny. I was traveling somewhere. I wish I could somewhere in California where we pulled into this little town, and there was this. It was a weird inside mall, but they had this amazing Mexican bakery, and I remember there were some sort of Mexican treats that were similar to what he's describing, but I don't know what they were called.
So they kind of like fried, and there's cream inside of them.
I really thought there was.
Because, there's like sopapillas, which is like a fried flour tortilla, and then they usually dip that in like a cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
Or it might have been an empanada.
Yeah.
With jam inside?
Yeah, it's very. I thought there was some sort of cream-filled thing there, but maybe they did their own sort of like, let's Americanize this a little bit, throw some like white cream in there or chocolate cream. Oh, man.
If you've never had Native American fry bread, it is on next level.
So is this with the cream in there?
No. Native American. They do it different ways, but in New Mexico, they have, like during the state fair, they have Native American fry bread, and they do like fry bread. You could do like stuffed fry bread, so they put like beans and chili oil and cheese all over it.
That sounds amazing.
But it's kind of like almost like a dough texture, but not sweet.
Is that where we get our fried dough? Is that really fry bread, and we just stole that from Native American culture?
Well, on Ryan's recipes, I'm looking at his menu. He's fluffy fry bread. Which he's got one with strawberry preserves, lemon, raspberry jam, and then cinnamon and sugar.
You can definitely turn him more dessert than.
So where's the cream filled he's talking about?
Maybe that's one that I kind of give a wink and a nudge.
Oh, okay.
Some cream in that, Ryan, please.
All right, Ryan, here's what I want to say. There's a new place opening up on Mercer Island called Hub Social where they have food trucks, and they're going to rotate them in and out. And Ryan, make sure you get up there, buddy, and let me know when you do, and I'll go up and visit you.
They got some garlic, rosemary, truffle fries.
Look at this.
That looks good.
That menu, and he's just got a truck.
Yeah, he caters also. Like, you could do catering events as well.
Someone's got to get this guy a
nacho cheese smash burger.
Let's get him a restaurant. That looks good.
His stuff looks pretty amazing.
And his recipes, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, you know something? I don't even know Native American cuisine, to be honest.
Honestly, I don't either.
Yeah, so I don't know if Native American cuisine somehow has a little relation to Mexican cuisine, if there's some crossover there. Don't know. But
well, now we know someone.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. I am wanting to try it. I just don't know where, but I got to get on where? Fetty Way? Is that what he said? Where do you got to go?
Tulalip, up by me.
Oh, Tulalip. I got to go far north.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, then I got to go near
If you want
Vicky.
it bad enough, you'll get it.
I know, but then you drive by Vicky's house. You know, it's like this. It's like the upside down, the black cloud when you go near Vicky's house.
Nah, Tulalip is where it's at, because then you can also hit up all the outlet stores. You got everything up there.
It is true. I mean, that is plus you got the casino, which is an awesome casino up there. Yeah, and you got it. I mean, Vicky's right. It's just sometimes that traffic's a pain in my Tulalip.
Yes.
Yeah. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text.
So Migs, that Caillou Migs mashup that you posted on your Twitter just made me spit out my coffee. Thanks for sharing it. I needed to laugh.
What's this?
So remember I told you I wrestled up in Vancouver, and the entire room, kids, they're all chanting Caillou at me. I had no idea what that meant.
Oh, right.
Find out
the
later.
Bad guy.
Right, and I find out later that there's a children's cartoon about a little bald kid that apparently they thought I looked like, so they were just kind of like, they were chirping at me by calling me Caillou.
That's right.
So, of course, our friend Chris Dahl, the guy that did some great design work for us, heard the story and decided to turn that into a Migs-inspired version of Caillou.
Oh, look at that.
And it's got, he just replaced Caillou with Migs and put tattoos on the kid and a bloody lip. And there it is.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a shirt.
Dude, that's the weirdest part. So I post this thing and I'm like, hey, thanks to the fans at All-Star Wrestling in Canada for this. And Tiffer, who's the person who comes to SOS shows, awesome, listens to the show, and she just said, I need this on a shirt. Right? Just like how you said. Seconds later, somebody posted a link where they can buy it.
What?
Like a spam account.
But how are you? Oh, so someone's already like pulling the spam work, selling your shirt.
I had to report these. Like they would send you to some link. I don't even know what these links were.
Wow.
And there was like different like versions of these websites where you could just add any kind of image and you could buy shirts. They made those already within like minutes.
How are they able to even know? And God, these bots are insane.
The bots must see T-shirt or something as like a trigger. I don't know. And then they're on there, and they're already like hawking shirts with my likeness on it and the name. And I'm just like, yeah, no, you can't do that. And one of the guys is like, why can't I do that? I'm like, because it's me, and you're going to be selling my likeness and my name. And then he wrote back, he deleted the tweet and goes, I'm sorry about this. And I was like, oh, he probably realizes like...
Oh, so there was a real dude involved.
Somebody replied.
Oh, okay. I mean, usually if it's bot central, you would never hear from anybody.
I didn't think I was going to hear from it. I was just being a pain in the ass. Like,
and look, somebody replied.
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you think you could just make T-shirts on somebody else's world? I mean, what? Oh, sorry.
Apparently, it is a thing, and it's been happening for many years. And a lot of artists have to fight with these companies to get their art down. And I found this article that somebody ended up doing that. It's like they posted on Twitter, and it just says, "This site sells stolen artwork. Do not buy from them." And she had everybody tweet and reply that I want this on a shirt. And soon enough, one of those sites, without even checking, because it's automatic, made a shirt that says that.
That's pretty funny.
Wow. So she had a shirt basically calling them out, and they were selling the shirt that called them out for being jerks.
Because it's all automatic.
Wow. Oh, that's, God dang, Twitter. How about you work on that, Elon? Okay? How about you fix that?
And then you get the spam account saying, I just ordered one. I'm like, bull crap, you did not. Like, you know, it's like all these, what a weird thing to pick up on, some random...
Dude, that sucks. If you really wanted to try to make money off your own stuff, you couldn't because someone's going to.
Well, now I submitted to Pro Wrestling Tees, which sells like wrestling T-shirts that they sell. Like I have a store for me and all this kind of stuff, whatever. But like I was like, I might as well just put it up there. Yeah. That way, if somebody does want a version of this, at least they could buy a legitimate one that's not from like some sketch website.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, that's ridiculous.
God, that does suck.
I was kind of impressed by how quick they got it up there.
Humans sometimes really disappoint me.
And robots.
Yeah, well, the humans created the robots.
They clearly are in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, they are. Skynet taking Steve's money. All right, we have a question that we have to answer, and it's not about Steve and how much money he's losing on his T-shirt.
At least $6.
At least. Well, that could have gone to, so much.
That could have been a down payment on a Whopper.
Yeah, it could have been. What do Ryan Castle and Mustard have in common? You're going to find out at 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Mustard have in common?
Probably the yellowish tinge to my skin.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
Get that checked out.
It's nothing.
Yeah. Check WebMD.
It's nothing. Yes.
Oh, it's everything. You're going to die.
One texter said both have left stains on Steve's T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Steve loves dipping his hot dog in both.
Okay.
I like ketchup too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just the mustard.
And a little sprinkle of mayo as well.
Mayonnaise.
A little sprinkle.
Yeah.
Gotta get some mayonnaise on that hot dog.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
You know, when you're at the ballpark, you just never know what you're going to see. And there was a video of this guy, which you can, it's going viral. This guy at a Cleveland Guardians game who had an entire tub of Bertman Original Ballpark mustard, eating it with a wooden spoon. And it looks just about empty.
Oh, my gosh. That's a giant tub.
That's insane.
And a wood spoon.
He is just going to town on the mustard, and that's it.
I mean, imagine what that looks like the next day, if you know what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah. I guess.
Imagine sitting next to him, too. Like, you can eat that whole thing?
I wonder if this is staged.
Yeah.
Staged for the internet.
Bertman's original ballpark has been a part of a staple in Cleveland, the mustard, for almost 100 years. So maybe there's at least something about the mustard that's like, okay, it's tastier than regular mustard.
It's as Cleveland sports is losing.
Oh, wow. Well, Ryan Castle, he can cut the mustard. He's got a 12-pack. It's coming up next.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.